Averaging about
2 minutes 39.
2 minutes 39, 2 minutes 40. The green flag is waved again. The red flag is out, and we are getting ready for race one of the weekend here at Suzuka. The red lights are on this time, and they're out and they're away. And who is it into the lead? And it's our poleman Fakhrusi, who's gone straight into the lead. What a brilliant start for him.
Yeah, but you can see Gupita Krishna there overtake him, and of course Fendi Rosley is there. Yeah, he's taking the lead now. Fendi Rosley.
Great move by Fendi Rosley, exactly where he needs to be. It's pretty difficult to pass through this first sector as well, with lots of left and right S's as they head up the hill. But nobody told that to Gupta Krishna, because he's just nipped straight through. What a great job, and good news, everyone clean through the first few corners here in the Underbone 150 race. Heading up around now into one of the most difficult parts of the circuit, this left-hand uphill, probably third, fourth gear. Got to keep tucked in flat out on these little underbone bikes, and you can see you can even slipstream around there as they head down into the Degner part of the circuit here. Down they go, and in the lead.
It looks like Fendi Rosley and Gupita Krishna and all the Hondas. And of course you can see ARRC, I think the moment is... I think it's Helmi Asman, I think.
Yeah, Helmi.
In fourth place, I think.
Yeah, good to see.
Helmi Asman.
Yeah, Helmi Asman, of course, making his way up through the group. We need to keep an eye, though, on Izzat. He was down in 13th. He's still there at the moment. Just trying to make his way forward. I'm not sure what the pace is yet. They're still on that opening lap. Not time to look over your shoulder just yet, but that's what one of the riders was doing.
Yeah, you can see all the underbone riders, they keep on looking behind, you know, so it's not a good idea to do that, right?
No, definitely not the way to go at the moment. Meantime, as they come through Spoon Curve for the first time, there's a myriad of different lines there, wide, tight, and that's what I like about the Spoon Curve. Definitely a good place to make an overtaking manoeuvre. A lot of the guys will be trying that out during the race as well, to try and figure out where they're strong. Helmi Asman in that group. With, of course...
You can see Fendi Rosley is followed up by the bunch behind, and Helmi Asman, Gupita Krishna, to see all that.
Yeah, Fendi Rosley lost a lot of places that time through, unfortunately for Fendi. But he was leading, and he's gone back 4 or 5 places, and here we go through the chicane for the first time. Look how tight that is as they head over the line.
I think that is Wayu leading the second group, I think.
Yeah, Wayu, he's got a bit of clean air in front of him at the moment, so hopefully he can make his way through. But it's Gupta Krishna who leads over the time for the first time, and Helmi Asman in second position. So there he is on his Yamaha, Helmi Asman there.
Yeah, Gupita Krishna and Fakhrusi, you know, both the bikes about the same color yellow, so
it's very difficult to see, isn't it?
Which is who is who.
Yeah.
Only you can see on the racing suit. Gupita Krishna is on a yellow racing suit.
Okay, Gupta Krishna on the yellow racing suit sits in second at the moment with Helmi Asman just back there. You can see Helmi 0.1 off the lead, with Shahrul there in 7th position as well. Gupta leads this one at the moment, though. Good to see Gupta up there with Alman back in 15th position. Pirabong is having a good ride as well. He's moved up to 11th position. But Zat Zaidi's moved up about 4 places. Remember, he had that problem with the engine.
Yeah, the blown engine this morning.
Yeah, so he's moving up through the pack. Probably just on the back of that second group at the moment as they head down through Degner and under the underpass there. It's quite blind, this circuit, isn't it? It's very difficult to judge the corners. A great overtaking opportunity here, though, into the hairpin.
Oh, you can see Fendi Rosley took a very wide U-turn corner there.
Yeah, it's Fendi Rosley.
Ran off by himself.
Yep, got to be careful though. Probably still on that first lap on that tyre, just got in a little bit too deep. Tried to get past somebody, but got knocked aside. So unfortunately for Fendi Rosley, got to do all that work again and try and make his way back out front. Gupta Krishna, though, doing a good job there at the moment. With Helmi Asman in 3rd position.
I think Helmi Asman now is leading the...
Oh, we've got a fall up.
I think, not sure who's that.
Can't see what number that is on the machine there. Is that 29 or 39? I think it might be Ayman Azman. I think it might be Ayman Azman. We'll just wait to see before we verify that, but it could have been. As they head in there, number 32, Helmi Azman is in the lead of this one at the moment. Gupta Kresna's up there too, still. And Hazik is in that front group. Fakrusi, the pole man's there. Gupta.
Yeah, Gupta is leading now.
Yeah, good job by Gupta.
Gupta has the yellow racing suit, so very, very hard to see. You just look at the racing suit, that's it.
Well, another thing that these guys need to look out for though is when they cross the line, they'll also be trying to figure out, because the start line and the finish line are in two different spots here at this circuit. Wow, look how close they are now as they head down the straight. And there's...
I think that is, who's that, the rider that crashed just now?
Yeah. Yeah, that is Ayman Azman. Unfortunately, at the end of the day for him, he looks fine, but he looks pretty disappointed with himself, doesn't he? Gupta Kresna he's in third position at the moment. Oh.
Yeah, he's one of Gupta's teammates.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got Sharul Amin. Oh, that's really unfortunate for him. Sharul Amin, of course, the end of his day. It doesn't look like he's had a crash. It looks like there's some sort of issue.
Yeah. I think the bike stopped. The bike stalled or something.
Oh, I think it could be. Is that Sharul
Amin?
Yeah.
Sharul Amin just now.
Okay, so that's unfortunate for him. But meanwhile, back out the front, look at these guys. They're not taking any prisoners at all, are they? They're absolutely flat out, perfect lines. And I mean, if you want to know how far these guys leaned over, you showed me a photo the other day of, I forget who it was now, but somebody scraping their elbow on
their elbow, yeah. They're following Marcus style here.
Up the inside goes Helmi Azman.
Well, I think there's Yuzi's rider. I think there is Amirul. Yeah, Amirul. He's the one I'm talking about, capable of winning the race.
Well, he's not going to win today.
He's not going to win the race now.
And so,
that is, the teammate of Krishna.
So, it's unfortunate for him, but meanwhile...
Somebody's pulling away.
Yeah, there's...
I think it's Helmi Azman, I think.
Yeah, is that a big enough... is that a big enough gap, though?
No, I don't think so. You can see straight away they come back. Dang.
Especially, although this back straight on a big 1000cc superbike is not that long, but on these little underbones, there's plenty of opportunity to slipstream. You can see now, like 3 or 4 guys going back, and that back pack as well. That pack of 4 guys at the back, they're also starting to close down that gap.
Yeah, I think there are another 4 bikes behind the second group. I think Izzat is there. Izzat and Adi Brosli, both the YY Punk racing team riders still.
Gupta Kresna again, just nips up the inside, but he runs a little bit wide, but there's a lot of different lines through that chicane as well.
Slow down everybody, that's why you see the back, second group catch up. There you can see Sharu wiping his tread out, and I think having problems with the machine.
Yeah, okay, that's unfortunate news for them, but now we're down to the business end of this race already with 2 laps to go. We head in, and you know what? This could be absolutely anybody's race. Hazik is there, a kid's made his way up now. Wayu's in this, Pirabong's there too. There's a massive group of riders, all different brands of machines as well, represented in this top group.
Steve, I noticed that, all the teams, both the riders are here. All the 2 riders in the team are in this group. They are like 1, 2, 3, 4 teams.
Well,
so all the teams, both the riders are in there together, so I don't know how they're going to help each other to win the race.
Would they help each other in this?
If they can.
Yeah?
Yes.
So how friendly are all these guys away from the track? I mean,
I think they are not that friendly.
They're definitely not that.
For sure, lucky thing, you don't show the elbow or the knee out, you'll be alright.
Yeah, definitely. Just tucked in there. You can just see the attitude of the bikes as they head in there, really on the absolute limit, as they just have a look over his shoulder. I wasn't sure who that was that had a look over his shoulder, but there's plenty of people behind you. I think it was Hazik just having a bit of a look there, or maybe Fakrusi.
Yeah, Fakrusi is leading the race now, and Helmi Azman is second. Gupta Krishna, then Helmi.
What do you think, Helmi there, sitting in 4th position at the moment? Is he?
It's still another 2 laps to go. I think the best place to stay on the last lap will be maybe 4th or 5th.
4th or 5th. Well, we'll keep an eye on Helmi Asman because we've seen that if you're in that 4th position, you can normally lead by the time you get to the chicane. And if you can get into that chicane first, it'd be interesting to see if the man in 4th position at the moment does lead over the line. He's got a great slipstream now, nice and good drive in the slipstream, just loses a bit there. But they come down that long back straight and doesn't, at this stage, he's not making his way through on the slipstream, but that group of 4 is not 4 anymore. They're all together now.
Yeah, all together now, all of them. I think now they have, what, 8 of them?
Oh, so deep in there, no room, but he gets through. Helmi Asman, he made 1 position. He was only able to slipstream 1 bike. There's loads of different lines into the chicane too as they hit the brakes hard. Up the inside, that is...
I think that's YU. Yeah, YU taking the lead now.
Great move.
Interesting to see how it goes. And of course you can see Izzat and Adib right behind. 2 teammates, you know, the Maju and Morris. So you can see 4 machines there together.
Just see there.
Touch?
Oh, there was a touch there, but YU managed to, even though he had that touch, managed to get past, and it didn't help him out too much though, because as they head into turn 1, he's dropped back quite a few spots.
So it's going to be close now, the last lap, so it's going to be exciting, you know, and you're going to see which rider going to stay at 4th or 5th position. I think look at YU is trying to...
Yeah, I think YU's problem at the moment is there's another 5 guys that want to be in 4th or 5th position, as you can see just behind him there. There's a whole group of different guys, a kid, a Hazika that is there.
Oh, this is going to be close again. Any prediction?
My prediction?
It's going to be close, you know.
I don't know.
Ooh.
I think I'm going to go for the winner.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is at the moment, but it could be any one of 10 guys.
Yeah, so, wow, it's going to be close. Because they have, I think, 3 or 4 teammates inside this group. They have 3 or 4 teams, you know, all of them inside this group. 1, 2, 3 teams, 4, I think 4 teams.
There's definitely out front at the moment.
Whoa, I think it's very too hard. I think that is like Adib, I think.
Yeah, Adib.
Adib managed to dip there.
Yeah, unfortunately for Adib, he's probably blown his chance now at a podium. He was sitting pretty there, but tried to make up one too many spaces as they're absolutely flat out now, asking the absolute maximum of their Dunlop tyres at this circuit.
Yeah, looking at it, look like Fakrusi and Helmi trying to pull away from...
Oh, look at the gap that those 2 guys have got now. It's looked like they've hit the turbo button. Fakrusi is doing a great job out front at the moment. YU's probably too far back. YU's going to have his own problems, but that is probably enough of a
I
gap.
think that's the biggest gap we have seen, you know, since the start of the race. So I think they have like what, 0.4 or 0.5 second, half a second.
Absolutely, as Fakrusi goes through to the lead at the moment. Of course, he was our pole man. He had a DNF, he's had 2 DNFs this year.
There, Steve.
Yeah, they're catching up, aren't they?
Yeah.
But Fakrusi got pole position. He wants to win this race. One thing we know, that this track does work well with doubles, so is he going to do it? No, the group has caught up as they head into the chicane for the last time.
Oh, look like Gupita Krishna is in front.
Oh, Gupita!
No, it looks like Helmi.
Helmi Asman's there, they're all through as they head over the line. Got to stay in the slipstream, it's not over yet, but the finish line is pretty close. Do not celebrate just yet. Oh, it doesn't get much closer than that. What a race. And Helmi Asman wins it from a kid in Gupita. What a race.
Yeah, where did Akid Aziz came from? I didn't see him on the last step.
Oh, I told you that a kid was in there.
Yeah.
You need to listen to me. But to answer your question, I'm going to go for Helmi. I think that Helmi Asman's going to win this one, and he does.
He shows us in Australia what he's capable of winning races.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was a great result for him. Of course, he had a 2nd place in the DNF in Australia, so to get another 25 points here is definitely going to help his championship. It's the 2nd win of the year for him as well. So the number 32 man, Helmi Asman, what a great result. And you could just see the SCK Rapido High Rev Honda racing team as well. They seem to be pretty happy.
Yeah, of course, the SCK team, I mean, they came here to Suzuka, since started of the practice. All the bikes performed really well, and definitely they have the power to win the race here. So it's good for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, there was a lot of pressure involved in that race too. I mean, with the false start at the beginning, you know, probably everyone a little bit unsettled. Then the race was a quick start procedure. What a great race. But there are your results, of course. Helmi Asman wins it from a kid in second position. Gupta Kresna takes third. Wayu, who was looking good for a podium, in fourth. Fakrusi, our poleman, takes fifth. Zat Zaidi made his way up to sixth position from 13th on the grid. Hazik in seventh, Pirapong in eighth, Adib Rosley in ninth position, and Fazl Sham in 10th position as well. So that was a good result for those guys. 11th was Travis Hall. Now, what a race he had. That's a good result considering he started from pit lane. Ming Sang, 12th. Nakahara, the Japanese, of course, in 13th. Eamon, 14th. Lee Kan Lok in 15th position. Adam Fakuri, Bobby Fiad in 16th. And Cheryl Amin didn't finish the race, and there was a few non-finishes as well. So good to get that one out of the way for the guys, and there'll be a few relieved people there, I would say.
Yeah, and talk about Izzat. You know, Izzat finished sixth, I think, just now, and
well, yeah,
we were talking about him this morning. You know, the engine blown and new engine in, but he still can perform. So it's good to see that.
What do you think? I mean, starting from 13th position, is that? Do you think that? I mean, if he qualified further up, would that have affected his finishing position in a race like this?
No,
I
mean, like this underbone race, you can even start back on the grid and you still can get
so just race. It's pretty much just roll the dice.
Where you're gonna start the race?
Yeah. So
that is Akid Aziz, I think.
Akid Aziz.
Yeah.
I wonder if he stopped or is he
ran out of fuel.
I reckon he would have
sure.
probably ran out of fuel. That's and we mentioned that before. You know, they did shorten the race, but they would have done. There's another one too.
The crash one.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, that's
Cheryl Amin.
Yeah, Cheryl Amin. Unfortunately, the walk of shame back to the pit box for him. But looks like he's okay, which is always good news. And you can just see some of the bikes being brought back. Of course, there is no slip road through turns 7 to 17 here because the track is such an old historical circuit, so the bikes can't be picked up until after. But there is your number 23 man, Gupta Kresna, who finished third, so great result for him, of course. Have to be pretty happy with that.
You can see the top 9 finish only in between 1.2 second different. The top 9.
Yeah, it's a pretty amazing race, and of course number 32. There he is, Helmi Asman. What a race for him and his team. The SCK Rapide High Rev Honda Racing team have got to be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, they gotta be happy because I think like they have been doing a lot of work on his machine and working on him. And if he win the race in Australia, you know, remember when he was leading? When he was leading the Australian race and the bike got problem, then now he came back to Suzuka and he won the race. So I think the team must be very excited.
So good result for him. Looks like one of the bikes haven't made it to the podium. Is that Akid Aziz?
Aziz, I think.
Maybe he ran out of fuel on the side of the track, so that's going to be difficult for him.
Maybe, I think I don't know whether they're going to wait for him for the prize presentation.
Just once again see all of the marshals out there. A great job. Every track we go to all over the world, there's marshals everywhere. How happy is he, eh?
Yeah, you can see Sung Chi Kyung, the team owner, the manager for SCK team. Then Akid Aziz still there. You can see Akid Aziz there.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe the bike ran out of fuel or maybe something broken on the bike. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's he's looking down.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back at the podium, there's some pretty happy faces. Helmi Asman takes his second win. But for now, we're going to head down to Wei Ling, and she's going to interview our winners for us.
Okay, I'm down here at the Park Ferme with third place finisher Gupita Krishna. So Gupita, your first podium of 2018 with your new team Yamaha Yamalup SND Racing.
Alhamdulillah, pertama saya ucapkan kepada tim Yamaha SND Racing Indonesia yang sudah membantu saya untuk balapan Asia Road Racing. Dan ini saya podium pertama kali di event Asia Road Racing. Untuk perjalanan tadi race sangat ketat sekali karena selalu overtake yang sangat ketat, dan saya syukur alhamdulillah bisa podium ketiga.
Thank you so much, Gupita. And our second place finisher, Aki Aziz, had some mechanical issue on track. So we are here with today's winner, Helmi Asman. Congratulations, Helmi, your first win here. And of course, you also take the championship lead back in the underbone class.
Yeah, firstly I want to thank to my team, ARRC Rapido HRF Honda Racing. Also, syukur alhamdulillah. Thanks to also to my family, my friend, and my supporter. Also, my trainer, Part 1, SCPW Academy. So, I made this champion.
So share with us, how was the race? Because it looks like one of the toughest race we had this season.
Yes, this race very fight with an other rider. I've tried to keep maintain two position, 1 on 2, but somebody want to charge me from the inside. So I try to keep my line. Yes, in final lap very happy because I was leading in the last corner, and I try to keep the line, and I win this race.
All right, congratulations, Helmi, and stay tuned, guys, for the podium ceremony.
Well, what a great, it's always good to hear from the winners down there. Unfortunately, one of them didn't make it to the grid, still out on the...
Still waiting for Akid Aziz. I think he's still somewhere in the track at the moment.
Yeah, so let's hope that we get a pickup vehicle out to him so that they can,
For the podium.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, he loves the Suzuka Circuit.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
Still on the recovery.
Yeah.
There be Effendi Rosley and Shafiq, I think. This one is,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, you can just see them all there having a bit of a chat, talking about
What's going on just now, the first race.
like what went right,
Yep.
what went
Or
wrong.
What went wrong. I think that is not talking about the wrong.
Well, let's recap what happened in that 150 race, because there was a lot of action, that's for sure. As they gridded up, the teams looked pensive, and then the lights went out and the race got away. And what a great start we had from a whole bunch of guys up the front there. Gupta Kresna was away. Wayu was in the group as well. Helmi Asman was there. Travis Hall made it onto the grid, which was good to see for him. Pirapong even was halfway up that group. But they were dicing away out the front, making their way forward. Adib Rosley was in that group as well, and it was what action we had down this. Remember, this race was cut down to 5 laps, so the guys didn't have a lot of time to settle in. They really had to get to business straight away. There was plenty of slipstreaming to be had, and plenty of moves were made on that straight, but some guys didn't make it to the finish.
Yeah, some guys didn't make it to the finish. I can see Effendi Rosley was there at the first. Then some of the bike just pull out, or like Amirul Musa, you can see the bike, they push in the bike, and
Yeah, of course.
end of the day, you see Helmi Asman, the winner, and he was leading,
But it all came down to that back straight, didn't it? Helmi Asman, just when you think you're in the lead, somebody takes over. And this time it was Wai who nipped up the inside on his Yamaha and thought he had a nice stretch of clear track, but it wasn't to be.
For a while.
By the time he got to the turn 1, he was back in 4th position.
Yeah, I thought he was thinking of, get onto the 4th and, still get the stage swimming and win the race, but it doesn't happen.
The last lap, though, was absolutely epic, and up the inside, a great move by Helmi Asman. He must have known by this point he'd done enough. Akid Aziz moved into 2nd position with Gupta Kresna just over the line there in 3rd position. So it was a great result by all, and Wayu led the race less than 5 kilometres before, ended up in 4th position. He missed out.
Yeah, but you can see just now, before the checker flag, you can see Helmi Asman already lift the hand up, but Akid Aziz was so close to him.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was just absolutely, a good result by those guys. Okay, let's have a look at the results here. Helmi Asman now leads the championship, and with Azit Zaidi in second position, and then Akid Aziz in third. Of course, Wayu in fourth position. Effendi Rosley picks up fifth. Sharul Amin in sixth position as well. So Amarul Arif Musa in seventh. Eighth is Azik. Gupta is Kresna, and Ahmad as well. McKinley Carl Paz 11th, but he's not in this class. Fakrusi, Adib Rosley, Haikel Akmal, Ayman Azman, Travis Hall in 16th, Ming Sang, Vu Tang as well. So good result. Let's go down to the podium with Mi Ling.
And today's team best team award for the underworld
And you can just see there.
SDK Rapido High Rev Honda Racing Team.
What a great result.
Yeah, great result for the team.
Great result
Yeah,
there.
you can see the team owner Sung Chi Kyung is smiling. You can see the white teeth all coming out.
Absolutely.
National anthem.
National anthem playing.
Malaysian national anthem.
Present the riders with their trophies today. We
What a
would like
great
to invite
result.
Mr. Sadahiko Matsumura,
To stand up there
General
on the
Manager
podium and
Motorcycle
hear the
Tire
national
Department,
anthem.
Yes.
Sumitomo Rubber Industry Limited,
Of course.
to present the trophies.
Sadahiko Matsumura, the general manager from the motorcycle tyre department, Sumitomo Rubber Industries, presenting the trophies to these riders today.
Like the rostrum is quite high.
It's very high, isn't it?
Climb up the stairs.
Well, it's very mountainous here in Japan, so everything's big.
Yeah.
But once again, great result there. But this is the time that these races really enjoy, isn't it? They get to relax, they get to enjoy the spoils. And of course, I love the way that here you can get they give out one of the sponsors' products, the KYT helmet, of course,
Yeah.
as well. It's all. I would love to win a race to get one of those.
I can get one for you.
Can you?
Yeah. But
Nice.
not the race one.
But the problem is that I want a gold one. And there's only one way you can get that. You've got to earn it.
You gotta win. You gotta
So-
win it. Yes. There you can see Sung Chi Kyung with the team award.
Yep, SCK Rapido, of course, win the team award, and all smiles around. So it's a great result. And you can just see there's the podium. Helmi Asman wins. Akid Aziz again. Gupta Kresna.
Yeah, you can see this is the biggest podium I ever seen.
Yeah, it definitely
Huge.
is.
And I think that they're huge, right?
Yeah, it is rather.
Yeah,
it is
big.
rather big, but I don't know. If you to stand on the podium at Suzuka, I mean, it's
Stand tall.
yeah, you do. You stand tall because, as we've mentioned, there's so much history at this circuit. It's not like a new circuit where nothing's ever happened. So many people have won championships here. Right, what we're going to do now is we're just going to have a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with the AP 250 race. Welcome back to Suzuka for the AP250 race, which will be coming up very shortly. But before we get into that, our races aren't all serious. There's a thing called Mobility Land here as well, which is a place where young kids come to play. So we decided to send some of our riders, along with Wheeling, to Mobility Land in the background there to see what they thought of the place. Let's go down to hear from Wheeling.
Today we have something special for you here at round 3 of the Asia Road Racing Championship. Instead of talking all about the races, we are bringing riders to Motopia, the amusement park here at Suzuka Circuit, for a day of fun. So let's go! Called the Dual GP, so we're gonna let the riders check it out and experience it for themselves. So that's it for part 1 of our day at Motopia. Stay tuned for more tomorrow, where we show you more fun activities that the rider did before round 3 of the Asia Road Racing Championship here at Suzuka Circuit.
Well, here we are back, of course. Now that was thanks very much, Wei Ling. Great to see all those riders out there. I would have loved to have.
Fun, I never
Does
been there. You've been there before?
I have, but I haven't had as much fun as those riders out there. I'm sure that they're having more fun out on track today, though. Everyone loves to come here to have a little bit of a party, but the real fun that these young guys have is on the track. And we are going to have a quick look at our AP 250 qualifying from earlier today. Muklada was on a bit of a mission early on. She, in fact, has done a bit of riding around here recently. She raced a couple of weeks ago in a 4-hour race and did 2 hours. So, and I think she managed to win that. So, Muklada has done a lot of racing around this circuit, and it showed too, because she qualified pretty well up there in 3rd position, so a good result from her. But of course, you can never count out that man there, number 16, Super Mario. He's always on a bit of a mission. Didn't get pole here this weekend, but once again, 4th for him, still a really good result. Of course, the Kawasaki's always strong around here. Is that Aslan Shah? He's a man that you know a lot about.
Yeah, Aslan Shah, but now we are talking about Andy Muhammad, you know, and
Yeah, of course.
So you can see Andy there, the only Kawasaki on the front row there.
It's going to be interesting to see how the Kawasaki's fare. Of course, Yamaha's here as well. Anapapsa Moon, not having the qualifier that we thought that he would have. Of course, qualified on the 3rd row of the grid in 7th position, so pretty good lap time, but struggling a little bit compared to what we've seen in the past. But Anapapsa Moon, we know he's a fighter, and we know that when he gets his head down, he fights well. But what do you say about this man here, Reza Danica Arendt, double winner last time out in Australia, and I mean at this circuit as well. He led all day Friday, got the job done in qualifying as well with a pole position. So what do you think?
Yeah, Steve, I think the important thing for him to do is make sure that he stay on the bike and take the checker flag, you know. So, you know, anything can happen on this 250s category. So, if he don't do any mistake, I think the race definitely will, you know, belong to him. So, we'll see.
Absolutely, yeah, it's definitely good to see. But the good news for us is that we have got Wei Ling down on the circuit, and we will go and speak with her, and she's speaking with the men on the front row, I believe, today. So we'll head down to Wei Ling, and she can find out more inside information.
Thank you. Thank you, Steve and Ming Heng. I'm down here on the grid, of course, with who has been dominating the AP 250cc this weekend. So Reza, you are starting for pole for the very first time. How confident are you towards race 1?
Good practice and qualifying, and today I will try maximum, and I hope can do good race for me and also my team. Give me support from Indonesian people, for every people, for me. I will try maximum. Thank you.
Do you want to say something in Bahasa Indonesia?
Dari mulai sesi praktis saya mendapatkan catatan waktu yang bagus, juga kualifikasi. Semoga di race kali ini saya akan mendapatkan juara dan bermain bagus.
Thank you so much, Reza. All the best for race 1. And starting from 2nd on the grid is Andy Muhammad Fadli, who just finished getting a lot of support from Kawasaki Japan. So Fadli, starting from 2nd on the grid, how are you looking forward to the first race?
Yeah, very happy with my first start in the first row, and the rest I hope I can be the winner and try my limit until try my limit. So wish me luck. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Fadli. I think the mechanics and all being taken off the grid, so that it me here 250 back to Steve and Ming.
Yeah, you heard that. Wish me luck, Andy Mafadli. So we all give him, wish him all the best.
No, absolutely.
For
no,
sure.
Yeah, I think you could just see how nervous a lot of those guys are coming to Suzuka and racing. Muklada, of course, she's done a lot of laps around here.
Yeah. But I'm looking at the qualifying times, Steve. I mean the Hondas and the Kawasaki. They're like at least 1 second faster than the first and the second. They're at least
Yeah.
1 second faster than the third guy.
How do you explain that?
Yeah, I think maybe they get a good slipstreaming, while doing the time. I'm not sure, but you have to see on the race how it goes.
Yeah, a second is an awful lot. I mean, if you look at qualifying, you've got to say it's going to be Reza Danica, Renz and Fadley on the Kawasaki, the Manual Tech KYT Racing Kawasaki that are probably going to be your major competitors.
Yeah, I think Mario RG, definitely he will be there. The bike, the same machine as Danica Riza and even Asrin also, same machine. So I definitely will see these three guys will be leading the pack.
Well, do you think that in the pits, that the guys swapped information? I mean, they look at Danica's bike and they go, well,
yeah,
Rez's
for
bike.
sure. Yeah, I think for sure they will definitely try to follow the same setting on the bike. But the only thing is maybe the gear ratio is gonna be different. Whether it's gonna be a bit light or heavy on the sprocket side. So we'll see how the guys do. The cornering speed, the top speed. That's the important thing for the 250 riders.
Now, tyre-wise on these bikes,
they only one tyre
they
choice.
just get the one choice.
Only one tyre choice. There you can see Makoto Damada there, ex-MotoGP rider.
Yeah, he's probably won a few races around this iconic circuit as well.
Yeah, that time he was riding the V4.
No, he rode the four-stroke,
four-stroke,
the Camel Honda, and he was the first man to win a few races from Japan in a long time. So definitely good to see him out there. But we'll have a quick look at our grid with Reza Danica Rahern's in pole position, Andy Mohamed Fadli second on the grid, Muklada Saporek, of course, in third position. Super Mario, as he likes to be called, starts row 2. Arwin Sanjaya in 5th position, and Ray in 6th position, of course, there. Anapup Samoon starts row 3 and 7th. Takahiro Yanamoto, the Japanese wild card, who won the first ever race here in 2015 in the 250 class, takes 8th. Krichiporn in 9th position, and then we move through to row 10 where Angie Setawan starts that with Akito Narita, a wild card, and of course Karul Iwan from Malaysia ends out row 4. Row 5 is Pirapong Hazif, 15th is Kanat Jaman as well. So Ferozi starts row 6, Yuta Kasai, another Japanese wildcard, Richard Toraya in 18th position on the grid. And then as we flick through row 7, Hazifa Rofa, Ahmed Afif, Amran, McKinley Carl Paz, who makes his debut in the class. Of course, he was in the underbones last time out. Karen Agura, another wildcard Japanese female. Suzuki Takashi there as well. Kao Vietnam, Daniel Siram, Ainish Damorashetti, Setu Rajiv, Mohammed Idil Fitri Madej, and Rafit Topan Supito in third.
I think Rafit Topan is not going to start the race.
He is on his way home, in fact, to Indonesia. Of course, he's got a broken
collarbone.
Yeah, he broke his collarbone either early today or late yesterday.
Yesterday, while qualifying, while doing the free practice.
Yeah, so unfortunately for him, he's on his way home probably to get that looked at, whether he needs surgery or not. But we have got a massive field of bikes here. We did have 33 starters. That's down to 31 now. A couple of did not qualify. It's, of course, Rafin Topan is one of those. But this is going to be perhaps the race of the weekend. I mean, the two guys out front seem to have a little bit extra to everybody else.
But I think they have a big advantage. Look at the time, Steve.
I know.
They're like half a second, first and second. Then the third one is like 1.5 second difference. So
but
we'll see how it goes.
That final spot on the podium is
going to be close.
It really is. It really is. And of course, the two men out front, Fadli and Reza. If they get caught up in their own battle,
definitely
and
they'll slow each other down.
They will.
Yes, all the group from behind definitely will catch them.
And the thing I know about these AP250 riders is that they're quick learners, and that being a quick learner, if they can just tack onto the back of the two guys out front, assuming they get out the front at the start, because you never can tell in these races, you'll have to wait and see. It's a little bit longer here, 8 laps compared to the 150. There's Fujiwara, of course.
Kawasaki guy, and Angrono, the Honda Astra team boss.
Yeah, he's keeping a big eye on Fadli out there at the moment.
Takeshi's Yamamoto's team manager.
And of course, they're used to success at this circuit. He won here first
championship, yes, when he won the race here, Takeshi Yamamoto.
Gee, there's some big names in the paddock, isn't there? There's Makoto Tamada again, one more time. Just big grid, 31 bikes.
Yeah, talking about Tamada, he's running Muklada, I think. Yeah,
Is he?
Yeah, Muklada is the rider he's watching.
That explains why she's fast, so good to see. But meanwhile, the green flag is heading off the back as the team managers look on. I'm sure their fingers are crossed under there. The red flag is out. The lights are on, we're ready for the AP 250 and they're away. The Kawasaki man gets a great start. Looks like Danica Hearns though is in pole position, takes the lead at the moment, but the Kawasaki has got this as they tip into turn one, and that is Fadley. Fadley's in, it's McLarda's up there too. McLarda up the inside into third position, so what a great start of the race. I tell you what, 31 riders through this S section doesn't go, so something got to give. Let's hope they all get through here cleanly, and they do at the moment.
Like everybody got a good start. Then at the moment, the position still the same, 1, 2, 3. Danica Riza, Fadley and Muklada.
Is that Anupap Samoon up there as well? It looks like he got a great start as well, up in 6th or 7th position at the moment, so he's already made his way forward a couple of times.
Yeah, I think he's 5th now. I think we're behind Ashwin.
Yep, so that's a good start by the Yamaha man on his Yamaha 250, of course. But the two guys that we expected to see out the front where they needed to be, they got a very clean break. And look at the gap they've already got over McLarda. Oh, we've already got one person off the track.
Yuta Kasai, I think one of the the wildcat there.
Yeah, that's right. So his home race didn't last too long. Probably, what, a 2 or 3 bike length lead, the two guys have got out front at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like they have at least half a second at the moment.
Yeah, you could see McLarda there tried to close them up under brakes, but she ran wide, so she lost a little bit more ground there. Fadley doing his best to hang on to Resit at the moment out in front as the rest of the pack make their way through through that downhill blind right-hander as they head into the spoon curve.
Look at the gap where Danica Riza have on Fadley and Fadley have on Muklada, you know, like.
Yeah, it's
first lap. This is the first lap.
I know. It's definitely a long way, isn't it? The two guys out front just seem to have that's something special. I mean, if you want to
turbocharge on the bike, something.
I don't know, but the one thing we do know is that the scrutineers in the paddock here are red hot, so we can be assured that all of these bikes are in the way they should be, with plenty of checks to make sure that they are all
follow the regulations.
Yeah, absolutely, that's one thing. Look at McLarda though as she breaks into the hairpin.
Goes in onto Fadley there.
That was a really good braking manoeuvre there by McLarda. She made up a lot of ground in the braking area into the hairpin, right onto the rear wheel now of.
She overtook Fadley now.
What a! You didn't tell me this was going to happen.
I didn't know, but I can see definitely because it's like a home race for McLarda because Makoto Tamada is definitely looking and tell her, you know, the tips that he got to give it to McLarda.
Well, she's wide though,
yeah,
very wide, but she has, well, yes and no, because she's got a good drive out. No, Fadley has got through, he takes the inside line. McLarda sticks it up the inside. That's a great move there. You don't want to get that one wrong because there's the wall on the other side and the sand trap, difficult to get out of there. But she gets through. Look at those two guys. I said you couldn't overtake through there, but looks like I was wrong.
But if they keep on fighting like that, I think Danica Riza will definitely pull away.
Yeah, I mean,
he's already have what 1 second? Well, 1.5 second, I think.
Yeah, he 28.1 and 228.1 he did on his first lap, and 227.0 was his qualifying time.
Yeah,
so
still at least 1 second.
Absolutely. And we've got a group. I'm really impressed with Anupap Samoon as well. Really dug deep and found something, I think. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think he's riding really, I mean, he's doing 110%, you know. You can see Anupap, so the rider to watch out.
Alden Sanjaya as well sits back there in 5th position at the moment. He's making his way forward. Reynaldo, of course, on the number 222 machine is up there too. Angie Setawan's in the top 10, and Ahmed Afif is there too. Ferozi sits in 11th. Pirapong down in 12th at the moment. Akiton Narita in 13th. But Muklada, once again, in that podium position. So it's a good position for her if she can stay there at the moment. Of course, I mean, it's hard to forget really. I mean, she's won a race already this year. She won the second race in top. Yeah. So I'm sure that.
Wow, look at the lead. Danica Riza has, I think, easily at least 2 seconds now.
I know. I guess when he's out there like that, it's up to him now, isn't it? I mean, it's up to him to lose the race.
Yes.
He can, if he makes a mistake, he's just got to keep the pressure on. But we know how good McLaren is. Look at her. How loose does she get the bike into that chicane? It's incredible.
Sideways there, just now you can see the bike go sideways.
She really does get on the brakes hard. It's pretty impressive to watch. Fadley will be scratching his head at the moment, saying this wasn't meant to be. And is that...
I think there's, I think there's Ashwin Sanjaya that passed Anupat just now.
Yeah, so that is...
Super Mario is there.
Yeah, Super Mario. Well, you can never count Super Mario out, can you? He's always on the job and somewhere there or thereabouts. He likes to get on the podium. Does Super Mario? You've got a second in the first race of the year. In fact, he's had 3 seconds out of 4 races, which has put him up there in the championship in second position. So do not count out Super Mario.
Yeah, but you can see Muklada now is trying to make a gap from the group there behind.
Yeah, I mean, Muklada's...
I think half a second behind.
Yeah, she's... in fact, she just did the fastest last sector of the race, including our leader at the moment. So Muklada is really starting to put the pressure on. I think she took a couple of laps to settle in, but now that she has, we need to keep an eye on the gap to the man in front. Fadley there, hard on the brakes as they head through the Degner part of the circuit, and Anupab Samoon looking over his shoulder there. I don't know if that's the thing to do at this time of the race. Still quite a way to go. He's wide. I'll tell you what, when you look at Fadley's bike, it looks very steep in the front. Like it looks like it will handle good, but it looks like it probably wouldn't brake too well. From a bit of
maybe
chatter there.
Acceleration coming out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not
yeah.
so much grip on the rear tire.
Yeah, it's a massive gap now.
Danny.
Yeah, Reza Danica, big group, but I'll tell you one thing. Fadley is a fighter, isn't he? Certainly hasn't given up. Super Mario there sits in 4th position.
Also Anupat Samun, you can see close with Ashwin and...
Yeah, well, I mean, Anupat, it's not like he hasn't won a race. He knows...
He won a couple of races before.
Yeah, he definitely knows how to win. He won the first race in Buriram at the start of the year, so things were looking rosy for him. He hasn't been on the podium since, but he's certainly put himself in a good position to have a shot now. Perhaps just sitting there. Fadley, oh, look at Muklada.
Oh, I think that is...
No, that was Muklada.
front there?
Yeah, she's just on the braking area.
The teammate, I think Kitchborn also behind there, you can see he was riding, also riding sideways there.
Yeah, it's amazing. I guess the thing is that looks like Muklada's got the front end set up very softly so that she can get, good handling. But when it's in the braking area, the front's bottoming out and the bike's going sideways. But it's working for her.
Yeah, working. But anyway, you can see, I think there's Super Mario is right behind Muklada now.
Yep, that's for sure. Maybe it's wearing her out. You can just see the back of her bike moving around as well.
Yeah, I think that is Ashwin right behind Muklada.
Okay.
They caught her back, yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it? She must have made a mistake.
Yeah, I think somewhere, I think she braked too deep or,
Well, she was definitely braking deep into that final curve. This time it didn't work out for her because now she's got the whole group right behind her. Yeah, Arwin Sanjaya is right up there now. Andy Mohammed as well. Mario Surio is there. Super Mario up the inside. Look at him, he's making his way forward. What a result that team had last time out as well, didn't they?
I think in Thailand.
Yeah, all 3 on the podium in the second race. It was a pretty impressive thing to watch there. Muklada, of course, still leads this one. Tamada, of course, Tamada sitting in the pit box there.
Looking and telling her, hey, you got to do something,
Probably with his fingers crossed.
Yeah. I looked at I think Riza Danica, I think he's like maybe 4 seconds ahead.
Well, if you want to put it into perspective, he's lapping 1.2 seconds a lap quicker than everybody else at the moment. Really is in a race of his own. Just seems to be stretching out a little bit now. Anupab there just slipping off the back of that group. But one thing we know about this little back straight, it's really good for slipstreaming. So if Anupab's lucky, he'll drag his number 500 machine closer to the front. hopefully he can do that. And he does. He's caught back up in the slipstream there. Fadley looks up the inside. A tighter entry line there by Fadley.
See Muklada in the lead now. Yeah, Muklada in the lead.
Yeah, Muklada's, I mean, she's quite strong. She's always near the front of that group. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like she has drifted to the back here.
Yeah, always more in the front.
Yeah, so she's obviously pretty strong.
But you can see her coming out the last corner, the last chicane. She always, have a gap from that guy.
Yeah, well, she's obviously not scared to get on the gas nice and early. The other thing is she's done a whole load of laps around here that probably a lot of the guys haven't had the opportunity to do. Super Mario makes a move up the inside now. He's gone from 6th up into 4th position. Fadley tries to go up the inside too, though. Fadley takes such a tight line around there.
Yeah, you can see Fadley taking all different lines, I mean, couple of corners I've seen him, and especially the U-turn corner.
Yeah,
he's taking a big wider line compared to other riders.
Which one of these guys is the most experienced in your mind?
I think Anupat Samun is the most experienced guy in this 250 categories.
Yeah, and, I mean, I guess that shows a little bit by the way that he's just sitting on the back of the group there.
Yeah, I think he really have to push really hard to stay up with the guys in front.
Yeah. Definitely trying as hard as he can, isn't he, up there at the moment. The Kawasaki 250s seems to be doing a good job here. I think Fadley may have been lucky enough to test here. Did Fadley test? I know that...
I'm not sure. I think the 600 they tested.
600
I'm not sure about the 250s. But I think definitely they may have some testing done here before the race.
Of course, the Kawasaki's new into the championship this year.
Somebody went off there.
Oh no, who is that?
Looks like one of the Yamaha Indonesia, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, well, we'll bring that news to you as soon as we can. But for now, back out, well, nearly at the front anyway, because Reza Danika's a lap in front at the moment, riding absolutely incredible on his Astra Honda. Now, that's a nice wide line, isn't it?
Yeah, a different line.
But,
I think.
Yeah, Kuchipong uses all the track and a little bit more. You can do that at the spoon curve, though.
Yeah,
there are
a few lines for the 250 actually.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, probably about 5 or 6 if you look at that.
Yeah, 5 or 6.
Maybe 10. Heading down using the slipstream.
Mario in front now.
Yep.
Giving him a hard time.
Well, look at Muklada though, which carries a little bit more corner speed through the R180. And how strong is she on the brakes? She wants to make the move up the inside.
Very strong in the brake.
Yep. Good move. Super Mario says, that doesn't normally happen to me. But Muklada knows one thing, she has got a fight on her hands now. But I've got to say, in that last 100 metres of track, she's very, very strong, isn't she?
Yeah, she's very strong, especially, from the chicane onwards.
Yeah.
With the checker flag. Yeah, but on the straight, she loses out on the front straight there again.
But yeah, Super Mario, of course, using the slipstream.
Yeah, and Super Mario, I think he's smaller size than Muklada.
Really?
Yeah, he's smaller than Muklada.
That's definitely got to help in the slipstream.
Yeah.
Do these bikes have a weight limit?
Yeah, they have weight
including the rider.
Including the rider, yes.
Okay, that's good to see. Fadley there looking like he wants to have an attack at any time soon now on his Kawasaki. As they head up the hill. What do you think about the Kawasaki? I mean, they've come into the championship and...
I think it's a brand new bike for Fadley, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like it really worked for them.
Yeah, I mean, they've sort of come from nowhere, haven't they? It came in at the start of the year, but it's really fighting up there with the front guys. When you come in on a new brand, sometimes you've got to wonder if
you got to do research and all this.
Yeah.
You better how to make the bike go fast, But I think they have got it, and but not all. I think at the moment, still they have to work on it. You look at Danica Riza riding on his own, so I think he's like 5 seconds ahead at the moment.
Yeah, I mean that last lap through, he's just in cruise mode now with 3 laps to go. He's still 0.3, 0.4 quicker per lap than the guys in 2nd, 3rd, 4th position. So you can see the gap there.
Yeah, you can see Muklada take over from Super Mario there.
Yeah, looks like that group's broken up a bit now too. So the thing is that if it wasn't to come down to the last lap, one of these 3 guys isn't going to get on the podium.
Yeah, so they got to fight it out.
Yeah, it's going to be a big fight towards the end. with Muklada up there and Super Mario. Of course, Pritchard Pawn, who was in that group. Anupav's dropped back a little bit as well now.
Looks like Angi Setiawan is there for the Yamaha.
Well, that's good to see. He's made his way forward. We haven't mentioned him up to this point, have we?
Just saw him just a glimpse of him behind there.
Muklada's got a good line into there too. She enters
You can
wide.
see the way she come out, she definitely have a gap from the rest of the riders.
I've got to say, having ridden this circuit, that there, getting into that chicane and out of that chicane at Suzuka is one of the hardest combinations of any corner in the world to get fast.
Yeah.
It really is difficult.
As you can see, Super Mario just came back to her like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, so Muklada will be thinking all of that hard work, got to do it all again. But the finish line is fairly well just out of that corner, so in the end it's going to come down to who's brave enough to get into the chicane first. It's probably going to take the podium positions, and we know if Reza Danica keeps this pace up, well, he's definitely going to take the first spot, but second and third,
Yeah, looks like he's cruising now. Look at the lap time he did, but still faster than the rest.
Muklada is a serious threat to this championship this year. She's where did she come from? What's her history?
I think she came from Asia Dream Cup last time, one big race.
Well, to come from that into this sort of competition, it's pretty amazing that she's been able to do that, and she's been really incredible in the way that she's up there. I mean, when she first came into this championship, I guess everyone didn't pay too much attention.
I didn't pay a lot of attention until she won the race. She started to open her eyes and go, wow,
Yeah, so
I'm going to do something about this.
yeah, really impressive to see.
See the way she ride, if you tell people on the outside that she's a girl, then nobody will believe that.
Yeah, so very, very impressive anyway.
Yeah.
She's such a great asset. She also, of course, is the ADC champion, and she's
All Japan championship.
Yeah, all Japan champion in the JP 250 class. So no wonder she knows her way around this circuit. She's done plenty of laps. Super Mario, of course, how old is he? Just 16 years old?
Yeah, 15. Yeah, very small size.
I doubt he's been to
You can
Suzuka
see the
too.
speed on his bike, on his machine, just streaming and just pass Muklada like that.
Yep. Anupap Samoon just at the back of that group. And Muklada was fast out of here last time. Let's see if she does it again this time. With a couple of laps to go, she'll be wanting to make sure she perfects this move. But Super Mario leaves the door open. Muklada doesn't go, but
Fadli
goes up the inside. What a great move!
Hey, Ashwin, that one.
Oh,
Arvind Sanjaya.
yeah, he got lucky there, didn't he?
Yeah, lucky. He got hit by
Just
Andy Moore.
Yeah, he did. Owen Sanjaya there just got clipped and was lucky to stay up. But if you think that was hectic, I think the next time through is going to be even more of
Yeah, this is the last lap now, so it's going to be exciting. Going to see, but anyway, I think the race there you can see.
Here we go.
Motion.
Up the inside. Keep an eye on Muklada's back wheel. Muklada's
yeah.
foot collects the front brake lever there of the number 198 machine of Owen Sanjaya. He can count himself lucky because that was nearly
Very close there.
game over for him.
Yeah.
But he got really, really lucky there, and he manages to stay up. And I'm sure he's got a bit of fire in the belly after that. He's still got time to make it up as they head into this last lap. Reza Danica Ahern's way up the road at the moment, but there's a whole group, that group of Andy.
You look at Fadli and Anupat, both of them are riding maximum there on the turn there just now.
Well, absolutely, because at the moment Super Mario is really starting to stretch this out. Super Mario knows that he's got to get through this next 2 kilometres into the spoon curve with a bit of a gap over Muklada if he
I
can.
ran out wide there just now. She came out.
Yeah.
Like this the lap. Wow,
Round the outside, what a move!
From outside.
Muklada goes around the outside, but the long way round doesn't always work. She misses out, but she showed great corner speed there. Super Mario knows he's got company, that's for sure. Fadley's there. I'm sure he wants to get that bike on the podium. And there's Anupap Samoon. He's ready to pick up the pieces too. So head into the spoon curve for the final time. Everybody eyeing up which line they're going to take. We already know there's about 7 lines there, and there's 7 riders in that group. Fadley up the inside. Oh, pushes Muklada wide. Muklada's.
No. Oh, wow.
Oh.
The outside there.
Wow, that puts an end to that. That leaves a bit of a gap now. It looks like Super Mario with space on his side. He doesn't know it though. He's going to be pushing to the absolute limit. And Anupap Samoon's in that gap now too, and Kritchiporn's right up there too. We haven't talked too much about him. Fadley round the outside. Remember, this is for the last 2 spots on the podium. Reza Danika's going to win this one, but it's Kritchiporn. He runs wide. He pulls. Does he? Oh, Fadley's off. Fadley's off. Kritchiporn gets through. There goes Danica Reza Hearns wins this one. But I tell you what, what's happening?
Second is Anupat.
Anupat
got second.
Well done, Anupat. And what about third position?
Mario's
Oh, you said that he was the most experienced man out there, didn't you, Anupap Samoon?
Yeah,
and he sat back. He sat back.
He made the mistake there, the last turn there.
Well.
All of them, I think first is Muklada, then
Fadley. Well, how disappointing for him.
We still have another race to go tomorrow.
We do, but he's got to go back into his team now, and we just have a look up the inside there. Kritchiporn goes down through the middle of the pack there, runs a bit too wide. Fadley loses the front, perhaps maybe a little touch there by.
He's still holding onto the front brake when he's still going in there.
Yeah, but he knew if he didn't get in there, he wasn't going to get on the podium. So
he went in too hot there, not too fast.
Absolutely.
The finger you can see he's still holding onto the front brake.
Yeah, I mean there's trail braking and there's trail braking, and unfortunately for him, that's trail braking just a little bit too much. So Reza Danica Hearns wins it though. What a great result for him. It's a brilliant result. Astra Honda Racing Team as well. Once again, take another win. I mean, how professional is that team? How many times have they been on the podium? Incredible stuff by them. Yamaha man Anupap Samoon takes second position. Of course, Yamaha Thailand Racing Team would be pretty happy with him too. So good result down there. Muklada, what a ride from her. That was brilliant. But Super Mario.
Yeah, until she made the mistake there after the spoon.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, she was lucky to finish that one, wasn't she? Really lucky to finish it. There was some great highlights. I can't wait to see the highlight package of this one. The only person that we're not going to see in the highlight package, yeah, because he was too far up the road. But
5 seconds ahead.
Yeah. So maybe he should ride an underbone bike tomorrow. Reza Danica Hearns wins that one. Anupap Samoon, what a great result by him. Super Mario, brilliant third position. Amin Jaya takes fourth. Muklada fifth. It didn't look like it at some points. Ray takes sixth position. Afif in seventh. Kritchiporn tried to get through for the podium but finished eighth. Purapong was there too, and Angie Setawan a good result in 10th position on his Yamaha. So a good result. The Japanese Akita Narita in 11th. For Rosie, 12th position. Takahiro Yamamoto in 13th. Karol Iwan in 14th. Kanat Jaiman 15th. Hafiz in 16th position there. Suzuki Takashi 21st position. Cal Vietnam, we didn't see him too much. Masahiro Ono, Anish there as well. Sethu Rajiv, Daniel Saimiri, Carl McKinley Paz having his first ever race. Richard Toraya and Yuta Kasei round out the back of the field. So a massive field of riders. Pretty much everyone got to the end. We had a couple of crashes throughout, but boy, that last couple of laps was sensational.
Yeah, I think Fadley must have, what have I done?
So who's Fadley got to go back to now in the team pit and speak to?
He got to scold himself out because he's the one, his own mistake, I think.
Yeah. Is there anyone that mentors guys like Fadley? I mean, who's going to come up to Fadley now and tell him just what you said? I know you're a bit of a rider coach in your time. You've coached some of the best, but what would you say to him?
I think the best one I will tell him, take it easy. The last time that if you can go in because you break so deep and you definitely cannot come out.
Reza Danica Hearns, the other thing I like about him is he doesn't look like a racer when he's got his helmet. He's just such a
this morning, right?
Yeah. He's just such a a pleasant guy, unassuming guy, isn't he?
Yeah. He doesn't look like a rider actually.
He doesn't look overly confident. But when you put a pair of handlebars in his hand,
handlebars and the helmet close to the face,
He's incredible. Anupap Samoon, what a great result for him. I don't know if he was expecting that, but he will be saying, "Did you see that?"
Yeah, I think
Did you see that?
He's riding his real off. You can see that he's trying really hard to stay with the front group there.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, Super Mario, he's.
See the Rizal face there, like you say.
I know,
He doesn't look like a rider.
He should be happy. He's just won, like 3 races in a row now. So it's pretty impressive stuff for him. He's an incredible rider. He just needs to, enjoy the moment.
Yeah, actually he's quite a quiet boy.
Yeah.
Remember this morning when you talked to him, he was like quite shy,
Yeah, but you know what? It's because he does his, talking on the track. But talking about talking, let's head down to Wei Ling. She's with our winners.
Thank you, Steve. I'm down here at Park Fame with today's 3rd place finisher, Mario. So, not an easy podium to get here today at Suzuka Circuit.
First, I want to say thank you for my family and team, Astra Honda Racing team. Today was a difficult race for me, but I tried to more push, so I can get the podium in 3rd. So tomorrow, I try more better. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mario. And coming in 2nd place today, Anupap Samun. Anupap, congratulations on another podium here at Suzuka Circuit. However, you came out of nowhere to steal this 2nd place. Share with us how was the first race.
Yes, today everything okay. Bike is more good from qualify. Yes, qualify no good result. Yes, position 7. But I try to the best in motorbike, Yamaha bike. Yes, more different from last year. This year, some rider and all bike very fast. Yes, today I thank you for support. Thank you for support my sponsor and my team. Thank you very much.
แล้วที่ 2 เป็นไงความคิดเห็นที่เข้า
ครับ
ที่ 2
ก็ขอบคุณคนไทยครับที่เชียร์ผมมาเราคนไทยมาคว้าอันดับ 2 ที่นี่ก็ถือว่าเป็นโพเดียมที่สำคัญมากซึ่งเราจะไปต่อยอดกันในวันพรุ่งนี้ครับก็รู้สึกดีใจครับแล้วจะทำให้ดีที่สุดครับผม
He would like to say that starting is a 7 but he tried to keep the 5 position all the way and this is a very good luck but this year all the bike and rider from other team is very fast so this is the best he can do from the Yamaha team among all Yamaha team right
Thank you so much, Kun Chong, and congratulations, Anupap. And today's Asia production race, one winner who is still untouchable from Friday, Reza Danikara. So Reza, not too much to sweat about this race, but how are you feeling after picking up your first win here?
After good practice, also qualifying yesterday. Today I have good pace lap time every lap. I just try consistent every lap and I make gap every lap, big gap, and I can make a big gap. Finally, I can third win for me and still one more race for tomorrow. I will try. Okay, thank you. Terima kasih kepada semua yang telah mendukung saya, kepada Astra Honda Racing Team dan semua sponsor serta mekanik saya, teman-teman saya semuanya, keluarga saya. Race hari ini berjalan sangat baik. Saya bisa membuat gap dari barisan kedua dan saya bisa melakukan race dengan baik. Masih ada race kedua di hari Minggu. Saya akan melakukannya lagi, akan mencoba lebih baik lagi. Terima kasih.
Thank you so much, Reza. And guys, stay tuned for the podium ceremony.
Well, there you go. Super Mario was busy being super. Anupap said qualifying no good, but the race was good. And Reza, well, what a gap. Made a big gap and he kept it. And what an incredible race it was. But let's have a look at a recap of that. Fadley all fist pumps and bumps before the start of the race. Little did he know he was going to get a few more bumps later on.
Yeah, that's what he said. Wish me luck.
You always need luck in one of these AP 250 races. 31 bikes headed off from the start line into turn 1, and nobody knew what would happen at this point in the race. But Danica Hearns made his way round the outside, just cutting the nose off of Fadley on the Kawasaki there. Muklada got a great start in third position. Someone shot off the back at the start. Number 20, of course. That's the Japanese wildcard Yuta Kasai there. But meanwhile, back out front, it was Danica Hearns who was making his way forward. Muklada came from nowhere, really. We thought this was going to be a Fadley race, but it wasn't going to be that way. No one told Muklada that, and she was making it hard for everybody, shooting up the inside every way that she could. Super Mario was there as well. Fadley tried to dive up the inside because it wasn't the way it was meant to be. But the Yamaha man, Anupap Samoon, was always there in the background, and we heard him before saying he was just trying to stay in that 5th position, and he stayed there and he stayed out of trouble, and that seemed like a pretty good result to do. Super Mario making his way forward through the group as he always does, and then we had another guy off the track, a win I think that is, who came off there, so that was the end of the race for him. Fadley there in the background scratching his head as Super Mario and Muklada made their way forward. But then there was
the last two laps.
2 laps to go, and you saw there that Fadley thought, right, I can take a nice line up the inside and get away with it.
Yeah.
So he'd already tried it on the second last lap, and he had that in his mind. He knew that's what he was going to do. So he's got that in his mind. He's pretty happy where he is at the moment as they head through the spoon curve for the last time. He collected Muklada, who nearly crashed 4, 5, 6 times.
Somebody went right behind her there.
Absolutely. But then this happened. Critchiporn up the outside. Fadley loses the front there. Critchiporn has the brake, and Anupap Samoon says thank you very much. But Reza Danica out front says, where's everybody else? I've just won this one. And that makes 3 races in a row for Reza Danica. Anupap Samoon comes through on the number 500 Yamaha. What a great result for him. And that Super Mario always seems to be in the podium. But look at Fadley. That just about sums up his day. I think he was expecting a podium here.
Yeah, definitely expecting a podium for him. But like I say, he still have one more race to go for tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. It was what a race it was too. And I mean, what a majestic outlook. We will have to try and get up into that Ferris wheel next year, I think. Yep. We'll get Wee Ling to take us up there and show us around. But I don't think we're ever going to get to stand on the podium like these guys, because as we said in the Underbone race, you've really got to earn it. And I mean, what a podium it is to stand on the Suzuka podium here. Fabulous stuff. But even Reza is smiling at the moment. Did you see that little smile on his face?
Seldom see him smiling, you see.
Yeah, good to see.
Yeah, national anthem for flight.
Well, you could just see the emotion coming out there. Mr. Naruoki, of course, the General Manager, Motorcycling Federation of Japan, handing out the trophies this time round. There's some very important people here at the Asia Road Racing Championship here in Japan, making their way from all over the country to come here to hand out lots of trophies to these guys. And I just want to stress, that shows you how important it is to the rest of the world, this championship, when guys like that are presenting trophies to our winners, Anupap Samoon there, Reza Danica, and of course Super Mario, who's always smiling, first, second or third, doesn't matter,
yeah.
He's a smiler.
I think Super Mario, I think he's, you can see, very small size, you can see that,
Yeah, absolutely. No, he's definitely small,
You
and
can see Agrono, the team manager of Astra Honda, is very happy, you know.
he certainly is. He's going to have to get a bigger container.
But still, they have 2 riders on the podium.
Yeah, well, that's pretty good, but not as good as last time out when they had
Last time
3.
3 riders on the podium.
So 5 out of 6 isn't bad, though, is it? So still a pretty good job by the Astra Honda racing team. Very, very impressive stuff. They all stand up there. They can rest for the rest of the day, but they do have to come back and do it all again tomorrow because we have got race 2. Here we go with the standings. Of course, a big lead now for Residanica Rennes. Mario Surio in 2nd position. Anupab Samoon takes 3rd. Muklada 4th. Rafa Topan Subtio, who didn't compete today, stays in 5th position. Sanjaya in 6th. Fadley, unfortunately, in 7th. He could have had more points. Pirapong in 8th. Krichiporn, who could have got more points this race too, in 9th. And Kanatat Jaiman in 10th position on 90 points on his Yamaha. So a bit of a discrepancy there in the points as we head up. And then we had a big result there. Angie Setawin takes 11th position. Ahmed Afif in 12th. Richard Taraya in 13th position. Ferozi takes 14th. Hafiz in 15th position. Ray in 16th. Akito Narita in 17th position. Hafiza in 18th. And Yamamoto in 19th, because he was a winner here a couple of years ago. And Karul in 20th position. So that's a great amount of guys that have got this in the bag. So it was a really good race. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, it's a good race, I think.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys, we're about to go and have a commercial break, have a rest, come back because the big boys are out to play. Don't miss that. See you in a minute. Welcome back to Suzuka. That was an incredible weekend we had at Tail and Bend. There was action aplenty in the 600 race. It was a weekend to not forget, the first time that the Asia Road Racing Championship headed down to Australia. We've seen the 150s, we've seen the 250s as well here today, the AP 250s, and there was some pretty exciting racing in that. The big boys, as you can see, heading out onto the track. But before we do that, we want to tell you a little bit about our riders. They don't just ride in their own country. This championship is looked at now by all the major players, and a lot of these guys will be racing in the Suzuka 4 Hours later on. So we sent Wheeling to find out who, why and what.
And this year on Suzuka 4 Hour, that is also one of our target to defend our last year champion. So this is the one we participate event. So this coming year, our rider now, many rider have to select it. Now we under consider, but joining on this program we confirm. So we hope that within on middle of next month or June, that is our last selection.
This year we have the plan better than last year. We already prepared in the last week. We also joining in the Suzuka JP250 4 hours for prepare the mechanic and the rider work together. We can have information for July. I think we have the Suzuka 4 hours 600 that we can make more work better. So it should be the same like from the last year, because we don't want to change the rider and mechanic, because it's just the first year we joined last year. This year I think we will have like almost like Muglada for example, and Yuga is a young rider for coming to join with her.
For me, first I would like to say thank you to Hongyong Yamaha for giving me the big opportunity to join the Enduro 4 hours here in Japan. So it's a big, quite excited for me, because first time for me for joining the Endurance. So it's a big experience for me to join how the rider manage to 4 hours, so Endurance. So for me, it's a new situation, and for me, all new. So I try to do the best. For me, it's easy because we already have teammate also in the Malaysian Championship, in Malaysian Cup. So I know already how him going the right bike and also how to manage everything. So for me, it's not difficult to understand each other.
This Suzuka is just like for 250 and 600, is like my first time in Suzuka with this bike 600. So I can take from in ARRC for the bit, maybe the racing line, gearing, then I can make it for the next race in Suzuka.
Wow, it's a good time, isn't it, to be a racer in the Asian Road Racing Championship with that sort of action happening?
Yeah, I mean, like these guys are like you see Ramdan Rosli and Kasma Daniel there. I think we've seen that racing in Thailand Bend in Australia, Adelaide that day, where Kasma Daniel was leading the race, and Ramdan Rosli got I think second. So I think it really works for these guys, you know, who races underbone races in national race in Malaysia.
Yeah. All right, let's turn our attentions now to qualifying. And this man, last time we saw him cross the line in Australia, he won his first race on the 2018 model R6. Of course, that's Yuki Ito. He here on home soil in Japan. I'm guessing that he was expecting to get the pole position. I don't know what you thought, but it wasn't to be for him. He ended up in 4th position. Of course, there's a couple of people back that weren't here in round one. We saw Anthony West, a glimpse of him before, but this is your man, Aslan Shah.
Yeah, Aslan Shah, I think last year he had a bad crash, you know, I think he broke the finger, so this morning I took you to see him and we talked about the race later on afterwards, and he was saying that, you know, trying to stay on the bike, you know, and well, definitely they got different mapping on the machine so now.
Yeah.
So I think that is Zakwan Zaidi there as well.
Yeah, Zakwan Zaidi, of course. He is making his way back into the championship.
He's been doing a 1,000, riding a 1,000
that's right.
at the Sugo, I think.
Yeah, he did actually.
A practice of 1,000, so
he did 2 days before. He was in Sugo riding the 1,000. He drove overnight here, got on the bike and was asleep and crashed on the first lap or something.
Big crash, I think.
Yeah, he did. But it's good to see that Zakwan Zaidi is out there, and big news that he's testing the 1,000cc machine too, because of course, you know, the 1000s are coming to the championship next year. Kenneth Cuba, of course, he had a good run in qualifying as well. Out there on track, good result for him, qualifying in 5th position. And Rathapong Willarot, he had a really good result. He's got some extra people in his pit box. Yamaha Europe are here helping him out with an electrician.
On the mapping site.
Yeah. And you've got to say that it's paying dividends. He got 2nd position on the grid. Of course, there's Fujiwara. Fujiwara would be pretty happy with that result from his man.
For Aslan to get pole position. I think for this race, 3 different manufacturers on the front row: Kawasaki, the Honda and the Yamaha, and the Honda.
Yeah, it's actually really, really good to see, isn't it, that you do have that sort of variety of machines, and they're all competitive at this circuit. Of course, it says there's 3 straights here apparently, but they're not too straight. I can tell you right now, it's not a lot of room. The longest straight, of course, is that back straight that heads out of the spoon curve. It's 900 metres long, and it's pretty impressive stuff. But what we're going to do is we're going to hear from our riders on the grid. Let's cross down to Wheeling with some more up-to-date information.
Thank you, Steve and Meng Heng. I am on the Supersport 600cc grid, of course, now with poleman Aslan Shah Kamarazaman. Aslan Shah, you had very strong lap times for yesterday and also this morning in qualifying. How are you looking forward to the first race?
I'm very happy to have a pole position, but I know it's going to be a big fight with all the riders because the lap time is almost similar and very close. So I hope I can make a good race and finish on the podium.
All right, thank you so much, Aslan. Good luck for your first race. And starting next to Aslan, 2nd on the grid today in race 1. It's Rathapong Willarot. So Rathapong, you're at Suzuka Circuit with your new team, Yamaha Thailand Racing Team. How are you looking forward to your first race?
Yes, since the practice, our team do very well and step by step. So I think today we competitive for the victory. So I think I can catch up in the front group and I will try my best.
All right, thank you so much, Rathapong. And starting alongside them, completing the front all is Muhammad Zakwan Zaidi. Zakwan, so welcome first of all to the Asia Championship. You of course missed out on round 2. So how are you feeling coming back to the grid and starting alongside Aslan and Rathapong?
I feel good that I come back to Asia Road Racing for this week. I'm happy with the qualifying today. The last year behind and also struggle with this track and also with some advantage I go to All Japan. So I try to take this advantage to make sure I want to try to win this race. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Zakwan. Good luck for race 1. And that is it for me here on the grid. Back to Steve and Meng Heng.
Well, it's good to hear from the guys on the front row of the grid there. And Zakwan Zaidi's definitely got first place on his mind. He's spent a bit of time in Japan. You know, he's probably improved here than he has in the past. Of course, he didn't compete last time out because there was a clash riding the JCB 1000 machine that he rides. So that's unfortunate for him. But Aslan Shah, what do you think of him? Yuki Ito, of course, let's talk about him for a second because he deserves to be talked about. He won his first race.
Yeah, in Thailand, in Australia. So I think he's all pumped up, you know, and this is his home ground, and definitely he will sure want to win the race here.
It wasn't an easy race either because he had a massive crash in race 1, which was cancelled, and then race 2 he got the win. Kenneth Cuba, of course, good result for him. Good to see. Qualifies very, very well in 5th position. On the grid there, you can just see him just chilling out. Their teammate, of course, to Yuki Ito. Good to have 2 teammates on the grid together. And you've got some information about tyres because although you can't choose your tyres in the 250 class, you can here.
Yeah, I mean on the 600, you know, most of them, Aslan, Ratapong, are using hard front and hard rear. But for Zakwan Zaidi, he's using hard front and soft rear soft.
Really? So
I think they have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them using soft.
So Zaidi from the front row of the grid,
Zakwan Zaidi, yeah,
is
using using the hard front and the soft rear.
Well, that throws the cat amongst the pigeons because it's going to be really interesting to see. So you're going to have to keep an eye on Zakwan Zaidi because he's going to have to get a great start. There's Anthony West, of course. Still leads our championship. He's got a bit of a sore wrist at the moment. He fell off his World Supersport bike and broke it.
Yeah.
It's still not 100% better, but he missed out on the race at Tail and Bend, and I guess he expected to be down in the championship because of the...
He's still leading the championship point,
he is.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's still,
I think
still
he's
leading.
the rider definitely you got to watch out for.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I think he's the one who is like the last few laps, 5 or 6 laps, you know, he will definitely will be catching the front guys there.
Yeah, definitely. And of course there's Ahmed Yudhisthira.
Aslan Shah, teammate.
Yeah, and he's another guy, good qualifying by him, probably outshone a little bit by his teammate, but he's still not that far behind. In fact, there's the top 10 guys are within a second of pole position, and that guy Yudhisthira himself is just about 7.8 slower than his teammate on pole. So I expect to see a big group in this one.
Yeah, I think all the times here, looking at the qualifying time, all of them are really close together. And I think there's Decha. He's still got his injuries on his right hand there. He was talking to us this morning. He says that a couple of laps should be all right. You know, after maybe 3 or 4 laps, the right hand, you know, having problem with the right hand. So
you can see him there. He was just having a lot of trouble getting the glove on, and although the injuries, he broke his wrist in Tail and Bend.
Tail and Bend, yes.
Yeah, so it's pretty quick to come back from a broken wrist. So the best thing he can do is probably just stay out of trouble and try and pick up some points and be strong next time out. Of course, we've got a few inclusions this week. We got
that is
let's see,
Andy Farid.
Yeah, I think either that or if it's 20.
Yeah, Andy Farid.
Is it 20? It's either that or it's number
27.
27,
yeah,
of course.
Andy Farid, IDH.
Yeah, good to see him there. Qualified 10th on the grid.
And he's done quite well in Australia that day in Tail and Bend.
Yeah, he did do a good job there. I mean, you know, to be fair, he's a good rider. He's in a very good team. The Astro Racing team, of course, they know how to get on the podium.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's a guy that is definitely one to watch out for.
I think that's Keisuke Kurihara.
Yes, of course, and the Japanese man racing for the Honda Racing Thailand team, the AP Honda Racing Thailand team on his number 88 machine. There starts back a little bit in 11th position. I guess being Japanese on your home track, you always want to start closer to the front, don't you?
Yes, of course. There you can see Tomoyashi Koyama with number 634.
Yeah, he's still got that 634.
He's still very heavy for him, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
He sported it last time out in Tail and Bend in Australia at round 2. Carries it on here, 634. That number doing a lot of laps around this circuit, especially on the big 1000cc machines in the 8 hours, which is coming up later this year, of course. We just saw before that some of our guys will be in the 4-hour race. Minamoto qualified 13th on the grid on his Akino Speed Yamaha. One of the newer models of the Yamaha too. Of course, some of the guys still electing to run the older model, but the new one's definitely
Joseph
good.
Francis, the one who raced in Australia that day in Adelaide.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about new things into the class, and of course Joseph Francis is new. He raced in Adelaide, but that was part-time, but he's made a full-time switch over to the Asia Road Racing Championship now, not racing anymore in England, but focusing on this championship, which is good to see. And that's the thing about the championship, the way that it draws in all the different nationalities. They want to come here and race.
Yeah, Tiger Hada there, you can see. He's doing quite well in Adelaide also, in Australia, but come to Japan, I don't know, what's wrong with the machine or he...
Yeah, well, sometimes...
I think he's 15 now on the grid.
Yeah, he is. He's definitely got...
Not consistent, I think.
No, he's definitely got work to do. There's Toyuga Hada. Of course, he's way down in the championship at the moment, 14th position, unfortunately for him. But he scored no points last time out, one of the crashes. And even at the start of the year in Buriram, he didn't get great results there either. So let's just hope that he can find his form. Perhaps the race here at Suzuka today, he might be able to do that. But massive grid of riders, 23 starters here at Suzuka for the 600 race.
Yeah, I think at the moment, looking at the timesheet that I have here in front of me, the temperature outside is 28 degrees, and of course the track temperature on this track now is 49 degrees Celsius.
Wow.
So we're gonna be hot. So those riders that choose the soft compound, you'll see how it goes after maybe 6-7 laps.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing, isn't it? Like Zaidi, who's the only guy using the soft compound on the...
Zakwan. Yeah, Zakwan, Tomoshi Koyama, Tiger Hada.
They've got to get, as they head off on their warm-up lap, they've got to get really good starts, don't they? I mean, there's no other option than for those guys to make 4 or 5 second gap in the first 4 or 5 laps, and then hope that they can hang on. Aslan Shah Kamaruzaman takes pole position, Ratapong Willarot in second, Zakwan Zaidi in third position. Yuki Ito, winner last time out, starts row 2. Kenneth Cuba in 5th position. Kosuke Okuda in 6th position, and Anthony West starts off row 3 with Amit Yudhisthira in 8th position, and Deka Kreisart in 9th. Andy Farid Izida in 10th, Kazuki Kurihara in 11th, Tomoyoshi Koyama in 12th, Soichiro Minamoto 13th, Joseph Francis in 14th, and Tiger Hada starts from the last spot on the 5th row of the grid. Hakim in 6th row of the grid, Ramdan Rosalie, of course, 17th, Kazma Daniel in 18th position on the number 127 machine. Amrul Hakif in 19th position, Muzaka Mohammed in 20th, Pasavit in 21st, Mohammed Ibrahim in 22nd, and of course the Australian Patrick Lee rounds out the field in the last position there. But a massive field of riders as they head off on the warm-up lap for this 600 race. It's the longest race of the weekend too, 13 laps long. How fit do these guys got to be? If you've got a small injury, can you carry it?
No, I don't think so, because you got a lot of those heartbreaking corners, and I think all the times, I look at the time, the qualifying time, they are really, really close, I think 10 of them maybe in 1 second. So definitely this is going to be a very close race, and see the consistency of the riders, and of course how to save the tyre for the last couple of laps.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely going to be one of the things on the minds of the smarter riders out there. And I wonder if there's some finger chewing going on for those that have chosen the soft tyre. You would have thought that they would have done a long run on those soft tyres.
I thought everybody going to use the hard, because the hard compound, but it looks like still like a few of them using soft compound.
You spent a lot of time with that man there, Aslan Shah. I mean, is he the sort of guy that prefers a soft or a hard tyre? Can he make it work over race distance?
Sometimes he's not in his mind thinking, you got to tell him, what to use. But now he's more experienced. I think he should know what he wants. So I think there you can see Fujiwara there, his mentor, and definitely Fujiwara have a lot of experience.
Absolutely, yeah, in all facets of the sport. So he's definitely one of the right guys to have on your side. 23 riders lining up on the grid. all the teams and team managers, nothing they can do now. It's up to their boys on the bikes.
But talking about Ratapong also, first year on the new team, and great to see him up there with the front row, in the front row with the guys all.
Yeah, Rathapong's doing a good job. He's already had a podium as well. His first podium was great to see. So the 600s getting ready for a start now. And the red light is on and they're getting ready to go and they're off, and it's a good clean start there by everybody. Someone flying up through the pack, that's the number 634 of Tomiyoshi Koyama, and he made up a lot of places, but he's lost them all in the first 10.
Aslan have a great start, he have a gap from the start.
Look at that from Aslan, it doesn't get much better than that. He's already got a 2-second lead.
2 second lead. Wow.
I don't know about 2 seconds, but at least a second. But a really good start by
the
Aslan.
second one. I think it looks like Becak Kaisak, if I'm not. No. Look like, I'm not sure. Kenneth Cuba, I think.
Kenneth
Cuba had a good start there.
Yuki Ito's up there as well. I haven't seen Anthony West yet. I don't think he got the best of starts. There's Patrick Lee at the back of the field there. Yuki Ito's in 4th position. We know how dangerous he can be when he's at the start of a race.
Ratapong is still second, I think.
Yeah, good job by Ratapong Willarot there. Yes, he is.
How did Aslan get away from the start? Have you seen? Did you see the start as well?
I was looking.
Yeah, I was looking some of them, but
because the number 634 machine was rocketing up. Tomiyoshi Koyama was rocketing up. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a red start. So that took my attention away. But yeah, Aslan
had a great start.
Perfect start, and he's maintaining that lead at the moment. Of course. We've got one guy off.
It's like Patrick Lee.
Yeah, it could be Patrick Lee. That's an easy spot to run off there. You get in there too hot, there's not much road left. Everybody using all the track and more. You need to run over the inside of the curb there to get that one right. As they come through the field, through into the spoon curve for the first time.
He went out wide there. I think that is Yudhishthira, I think.
Yeah, that's Yudhishthira on the Kawasaki.
Yeah.
So that's not an ideal line for him, and he lost a few places there. Probably trying to keep up with his Kawasaki team buddy, Aslan Shah, out in front.
But we still have 12 laps to go, so
yeah, running off on the first lap, probably not ideal. But nevertheless, the race is underway, and these guys, whoa, you'd think it's the last lap the way that they're heading up the inside. Number 76 Yuki Ito makes a move up into 3rd position, past Zakwan Zaidi. So Zakwan moves back in spot, but gets it back. So good move there.
Aslan didn't have the advantage of the good start just now. It looks like the guys, there's Ratapong there, I think.
Yeah, Ratapong up the inside now. I'll tell you what, when I spoke to Ratapong, we were right in the garage earlier today. He just seemed very calm, didn't he?
Yeah, relaxed and calm.
Yeah, like
that should be the behavior, when a rider is confident.
Absolutely, and we know that he's got a little bit of extra help in the pit box this time out. Yamaha Europe have sent over an electronic tech to look after him. Of course, there's some very experienced people in the pit box here. There's Olands from Europe as well, all here looking after the top riders, and I'm sure that's giving Ratapong Willarot some extra confidence this time out. But he's leading the race at the moment. It's one thing to pass somebody, but let's just see how much pace he has got.
Yeah, it looks like Anthony West is down there at 5th at the moment.
Yeah, remember there is 5 spots back on the wee bike. Anthony West there.
Yeah, I think he started from 3rd row of the grid.
Yeah, it wasn't the best of qualifying for him, but what we've got to remember is that there was 10 guys within a second, and half of those guys were within half a second. So I think you'd expect to see a group of 5 or 6 guys grouped up together. That's if Ratapong Willarot slows down, because he's really starting to make a bit of a gap now.
Yeah, he's gapping from Aslan. You can see, I think he did. Somebody's down there.
Oh yeah, that's number 92. That's Muzakir Mohammed from the 1XOXT Double KR racing team has bitten the dust. So race over for him, unfortunately.
Oh, I think that's the chicane.
Yeah, he's just lost it there. Looks like there's some sort of issue.
They got to clear the bike as soon as possible.
Yeah, there's a few more marshals there, of course. If it's in the back part of that circuit and they can't clear the bike up the inside.
Yuki Ito is inside of Aslan now, I can see.
Yeah, Yuki Ito is very strong into the hairpin, isn't he? He's got a great line.
This is his home ground, so
yeah,
he got to win. He want to win so bad.
Well, He won at the bend, so why not 2 in a row? I think is that his first win in the championship, Yuki Ito? I'm pretty sure it is at the bend. So when you're hot, and 2 in a row might be a good thing. But Aslan Shah, what will he be thinking right now? That pole position doesn't mean anything now, does it?
I think he had a good start also. Just now you can see like half a second in front. But now he's third, so...
I've got to say, though, that I am super impressed with Aslan Shah. He had a really rough trot at round 2, tail and bend. Was all over the place, but he seems to have recouped a lot of confidence.
In race 2.
And the Kawasaki is looking very firm as well. It's looking very solid, a little bit tighter lines everywhere. Perhaps he's just using his brain out there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the starting you can see there, Aslan had a great start, start there.
But just a brilliant start. You can see him just there on the left. Perfect reaction time. And in the meantime, there's the 634 machine shooting across. You can just see it from the left-hand side of the screen. That's what I saw.
Yeah.
But Aslan Shah doesn't get much better than that straight off the bat. Into the hairpin they go. Rathapong Willarot is looking pretty smooth, but he's not pulling away.
Yeah, it's not pulling away. Oh, the bike is still there. I think. Why can't they clear the bike?
Well, I think it's cleared enough. I think it's like out of the way there. So they've got some padding in front of it. So
yeah, the doctor barrier is there.
Yep. So that's okay. It's out of harm's way. But Yuki Ito there just on a little bit tighter line, trying to line up Willarot.
Looks like nobody can pull away from.
No.
I don't think you can pull away.
Yeah, I think
they're doing about the same time, I think.
Yeah, everybody at the moment, when the top 2 guys are in the same.
Oh, Ito coming back. He said Ito is leading now. We'll see what Ito can do now.
Well, we saw what he did when he got a lead in Australia. He just took off, didn't he? So you can only imagine what he's going to do here. But see the nice tight line he takes there.
Different line, right?
Yeah, nobody can get up the inside. That's a perfect line there. But the rest of the field are banked up, aren't they?
Yeah. But you can see the way he coming accelerating out from the chicane. You can see he's just get Rathapong there.
There's Anthony West. It's easy to spot his bike, yellow wheels.
Oh, there you take Zakwan's ID there.
Now Westy had a double win here last year, didn't he? And he's making his way forward. Let's just have a quick look at the lap times. 2:13.9 versus Yuki Ito with the 2:13.9. So they're the 2 fastest guys on the track. Kenneth Cuba also with a very fast lap time in the 13s, so pretty impressive by him. What do you think Zakwan Zaidi's thinking about that rear tyre choice now?
I'm not sure. I think only 3 laps. So
well, I know that if I ever chose a soft tyre and I saw the guys with the hard tyres doing the same lap times I was, which is what's happening out there.
It's going to be a big problem.
You're worried.
Yeah, definitely.
He's probably pretty worried out there at the moment because it's only going to go downhill for him from this point on. There's Westy with that bright green helmet, just tucked in the slipstream now. Aslan Shah's, he's looking up the inside of Aslan Shah, can't do it here, but definitely got company, hasn't he?
All very close. I think some of them are Andy Farid, Kenneth Cuba and Ahmad Yudhisthira. He's right behind the group there at the moment. Yudis ran wide just now and still managed to stay
in the group.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Was it the first or second lap of the race? He ran off into the spoon curve, didn't he? But
his spoon curve here just now.
Yep, but he's got it right now. It's amazing how the different bikes, like these bigger bikes, because they carry so much speed, there's not as many variants of lines as
the 150 and the 250.
Absolutely. That all changes on the last lap where it's every man for himself, of course. But Aslan Shah up the inside there, can't do it. Anthony West looking for a way by 2. But he's also struggling there at the moment.
It's my last lap. Oh, they're breaking quite deep here, is it?
Very deep.
Oh.
Westy.
Come to third now.
Yep, he takes that. He says thank you very much.
And Rathapong take the lead back again.
Yeah, good move by both of those 2 Yamaha riders to move forward. So that's Yamaha leading.
Yeah, looks like the Yamaha working really well this track.
Yeah.
Really good for this track. All the Yamahas.
Of course, I'm sure that Yamaha would have done a few sneaky laps around here when they were testing and developing that bike.
Yeah. where you can see the handling of the new R6 is so much easier than compared to the old one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are some definite advantages as Westy takes an advantage there and moves up the inside into second position. Takes over from Yuki Ito. What a great move by him there. Westy seems to be on a mission at the moment.
Yeah, he's riding very fast now, taking the corners and taking the riders like nobody's business.
Yeah. The lap times at the moment are in the 2:14s. Oh, Westy, look at Westy go!
He's taking the lead now. Okay, we'll see how he goes.
That was an incredible move. He's passed 3 guys in 1 lap, and the team seem pretty happy with that, don't they? Of course, the WeBike team putting a bike in the Suzuka 4 Hours.
Yeah, and now we gotta see how Yuki Ito and Ratapong try to follow Westy now.
Well, if anyone's conserving tyres, I think they can throw that out the window because Westy is on a mission at the moment. 3 guys in 1 lap. What are the rest of the guys thinking? There's Tomoyoshi Koyama, of course. He's had a good race so far, but probably not up as high as he wanted to be on that 6:34 machine. As they head out now, 9 laps to go. It's definitely a long way around this track, isn't it?
Looks like Anthony West have a small gap with Ratapong and Yuki Ito.
Yeah, Westy there now, but that slipstream up the back straight. Aslan Shah hard on the brakes.
Yeah, I think he passed Ratapong, I think. Yeah.
Oh, look, up the inside, that goes Yuki Ito. He's not happy. He goes, I want my spot back, and he goes back past Anthony West. So look at the group now. Like, I think this race could be absolutely anyone's. Westy's good at getting to the front, tries to get a drive round the outside, but
Aslan coming over them.
Aslan Shah, who's going to be the bravest as they hold it on into turn 1? And it's Aslan Shah who leads the start of lap 8, and Yudistra's right there too now. He wants a part of the action. Yeah, this is
a very closely race.
It does.
Like something like underbone race.
It looks a lot like the underbone race. It's just starting to wind up. Do not go and get a cup of coffee right now, because you're going to miss about 15 overtaking manoeuvres in every
1 lap.
Well, I was going to say every corner, but nevertheless. The number 27 machine. We haven't mentioned him. Yeah, Andy Farid doing a good job there at the moment as well. So. Good job by him as they head round that really tricky left-hander. That's a tricky corner, that one, isn't it? That's
Joseph Francis.
Yeah, Joseph Francis has got some sort of mechanical problem there. They're looking at the front end, but he's not happy. He hasn't adapted well to this track. I spoke to him, and he said it's a difficult track to come to for the first time. But,
first time he's riding it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So. But he's got some sort of problem. But at the moment, our pole man is back where he should be at the front of this race.
Looks like he's cruising, and then after that, test the water, and now come back.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing too, isn't it? Like in a race as long as this is a very mental track. You can't rest anywhere. There's lots of blind corners, lots of blind braking. You've got to be on the edge of the tyre a lot of the time and use all of the track. So there's no real time to rest. Look at Anthony West up the inside there.
Go any line you want.
Yeah, that's a great move by him there to do that straight past. That was who was he going past Rathbone Willerot there? I think that was good move by him.
Yeah, I think Rathbone will come back onto him. Yeah, there's he.
Yep, straight a good drive out. Udistra though, Udistra's making his way forward.
Udistra, he's running. Just now he's far behind, just back up the group, but now he's and Ratapong front now.
What a move by everybody there. Everyone's overtaking everybody. It's incredible. I don't know which. I mean, I feel like I should say at least 6 or 7 names every time they go to the corner. But that was, that's definitely going to be a spot to watch. Yeah, Udistra, getting back to him for a second, is, down in 12th place in the championship.
Now he's second.
Yeah, 12th place in the championship. He needs to finish second. Let's have a go. We're going to have another look. Up the inside goes Yuki Ito, I think that was, but runs wide.
Like some chain reaction.
Absolutely.
Well, then everybody start to move around.
They're all so close. And the other thing now is that
you can see both the Kawasaki in front now.
Yeah, I know. That's good, isn't it? Yeah. Exactly what they needed. And you can see a bit of a gap there back now to 4th place as well. So That's pretty handy. But Ahmed Udistra, what a brilliant ride from him through the pack. Probably a guy that we wouldn't have mentioned at the start. Anthony West is up there. That's the leading three at the moment. Where did Udistra come from?
Yeah, just now he ran wide and he was right behind. Then now he's second. Wow, you see this lap and see where he goes.
I mean,
and West tried to take inside. No, he can't make it.
But that gap that we were talking about, that those top three were pulling out, has all but disappeared again. There's just a bike length in it now. Everyone's closed back up.
Yeah.
I think the thing for me at this circuit, everybody seems to be strong in different areas, don't they? You know,
but Steve, I'm looking at the time, the lap times. You know, the time they're doing is like what, 3 seconds, almost like 3 seconds different from the qualifying time.
It is off a little bit. It's probably warmer now.
3 seconds is a lot, I think.
It's an awful lot.
Yeah.
But in qualifying, they can use the soft rear tyre, which makes a bit of time. And also, I think now this is probably the hottest track temperature we've had throughout the weekend. So a hard tyre on a hot track.
You can see Udis now in front leading now.
Well, there you go. I think with Udistra
from back to front.
It's a great result for him so far, but he's got to get the job done. Anthony West is going past up the inside on Aslan Shah. Yuki Ido's in there as well, and his teammate Kenneth Cuba wants a bit of this too. It's a massive...
yeah, you can see Zakwan Zaidi's rear wheel, you know, the paint white.
Yeah.
As shows that it's white soft tyre. And Anthony West, then Aslan, then Anthony West again, Aslan, then Udis start coming in front.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just...
And he's leading, having a small gap from Aslan and Anthony West.
Yeah, Udistra, of course, he started from the third row of the grid, so I wonder if he thought this was going to happen. But the truth is, every time you go and speak to someone, they say they want to win. No one says they want to finish 8th, do they? So Udistra is actually telling the truth at the moment.
Yeah, you got to give her the truth. Tell her the real one, what do you want?
Well, he's living up to that quote, so let's hope that he can get himself a podium, and if he does, I think that'll be his first podium of the year. But there's still a long way to go. There's a whole underbone race to go. The underbone race is a 6 laps, so we've got 6 laps of action to go.
He's big underbone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're probably about a minute and a half quicker per lap than the underbone, so that just shows you how much extra speed these 600cc machines have. Of course, the 600s are the premier class here this year. Oh, a bit of a missed gear there by one of the Kawasaki's back in the pack, not our 2 leaders. Yeah, this has been the premier class this year, but that won't be the case next year, because there's a little bit of news coming out later today. You want to keep your eye on Facebook and whatever social media outlets about what's happening next year, because there's another class joining the 1000cc, joining the championship, the 1000cc class. So keep an eye out, and if you want to hear a bit more about that, a lot of information to come. Meanwhile, Udistra, he's been leading for a while, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's been leading 2 laps now.
It's pretty impressive stuff, and he's also brought the lap times back down close to the 2:13. It was out to the 2:15s, but his last time through...
Okay, he's running all over the track now.
Yeah.
He's trying hard, trying 110% and see how it goes.
I mean, what do you think he'll be getting? I mean, what message will he be getting on his pit board now when he goes past?
Just maybe trying to tell him to be consistent, you know, the time now he's doing 2. Oh, Aslan is I think Yukito is the fastest, 2:13 now at the moment.
Yeah, 2:13.8. But it's the man in front that seems to determine the pace of that group.
Yeah, once you get it faster, the leader get faster, then the behind pack will try to chase, and definitely they'll do faster time.
Yeah, earlier on, I mean, when Ratapon Willarot was leading this race, it looked like he was going to pull away, but then he dropped the times back into the 15s, and that's when Udistra thought, well, this is no good, I'm going to make my way through the pack and see if I can get out the front. He's done that.
Yeah, but still, all of them still right behind.
Absolutely. I mean, Anthony West is looking good at the moment, I think.
I think he's looking where the weakness of the other riders, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, you can see he's taking Aslan Shah.
He's very strong on the front. When he just dips into the corner, he seems to be able to pass at any opportunity. Under the screen, it's a funny feeling for Udistra. It's probably been a long time since he's had no one in front of him. He's got to do this himself now. He's the man setting the pace. as he heads off on another lap with 5 laps to go of this demanding Suzuka circuit.
Well, I don't think anybody can get a gap from this group.
No, I don't think so either. I think what they need to do is they need to try and drop 1 or 2 off. Ideally, you want to drop off. Look at Anthony West though, he's got the back moving there, he just catches right back up again.
He have a really fast cornering speed.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he really does, doesn't he? He's right on the pace there. Yuki Ito makes up a bit of ground there too. That group's down to 4 now, but that's what you need to do. If you're in that top group, you want to at least break it away so there's only 3 in the group on the last lap. So at least you know you're going to get a
podium. We will
podium.
see where they're going to break. If they're fighting each other, you know, definitely the back group will join them again.
Oh, Yudistra's wide.
There you can see everybody start to come back again.
Yeah, they do, don't they, on the braking area there. Everyone uses the person in front of them as a braking marker.
Yep.
That's what happens.
Now Anthony West get the front, and of course you can see Yudhishthira is coming back onto him.
What about it?
Looks like the Kawasaki have a superior speed compared to the Yamaha.
That is one of the strong points of the Kawasaki. They do have a strong engine. Perhaps the Yamaha's got a little bit better chassis. But you know, it's hard to have the perfect bike. Whenever you've got more power, you have less of something else.
For sure, you cannot get everything perfect, right?
No. And at this track, and we spoke with Aslan Shah, and he said the same thing, didn't he? He said, well, the Kawasaki seems to be pretty fast here. But anyway,
you can tell them the sector is slower, but this sector is fast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, Yudhishthira is back in front again on his Kawasaki, so it's really. Although up the inside, look at that.
Don't know whether he purposely let West.
I think Anthony. No, I think Anthony's just super. I think he's really strong on that corner entry.
Yeah.
Like he really does have a lot. I don't know what he's holding back for the last lap, but he seems to be the place that he overtakes on the corner entry. Not hard on the brakes, although he can do that too. We've seen him do it. Pretty impressive stuff. What do you think, Aslan Shah out front at the moment?
Oh, I think there's Ramdan Rosli coming in.
That's the end of his race.
I think he got second in talent band, didn't he? Third? Yeah, third in talent band.
Yeah, he did. So that's
something wrong with the machine or something. I'm not sure.
Well, that's the end of his race. He's going to have to repair that overnight and hopefully get back out there tomorrow. But Anthony West is out front at the moment with 4 laps to go. I'm sure he's going to try everything he can to get a break if he can. But as we've seen time and time again, these Kawasaki's, when they get on the gas down this straight, they seem to be able to wheel in the Yamaha man out front on the R6.
Speed, I think they have a advantage with the Yamaha.
Yep, and there they go again, straight back past him again. So Anthony knows he's got his work cut out for him. Yuki Ito sitting there in 4th. We know what he can do when he gets a sniff of a podium. He's a dangerous man.
Yeah, you can see Aslan taking a different line now.
Oh! They're all in so deep. But they all get through, which is good to see. 3 laps to go now as they head on to that straight. As they head in there again, and Yuki Ito doing the best job that he can up the inside of West, and now West is relegated back to 4th position.
Oh, he's looking back again to see anybody behind.
Yeah, well, you've got to say now that that group seems to have separated from Rathbone Willerot and Andy Farid, who are behind him. Zakwan Saeed is still hanging in there too, but they haven't got much breathing space.
Yeah, looks like Andy Farid is 5th.
As they head in there again, and Yudhishthira back out in front. I'd say that he's led more laps than anybody at the moment.
I think he's the one who had, I think, 6 or 7 laps.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So he'll be really disappointed if he doesn't get on the podium for some reason. But as we've seen in the other races today, you never can count your chickens before they're catched.
Yes. I'm looking at Andy Farid. He's quite, he's from the second group and now he's chasing the front group there.
Yeah, there's not much in it, is it? Yeah. He's let's have a look at his lap time. 2:15. He's on the same pace as the guys in front. Perhaps the 2 guys out front a little bit quicker, but
look at Ito, the way he's going.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty impressive, isn't he? And look at Anthony West. He says, well, if you can do that, I can do that too.
Even better.
Absolutely. And mean, how frustrating is it when you're a rider for that to happen? Like, you do all the hard work, you get past, and then somebody else nips past you. It's one of the most frustrating feelings.
After the weekend, definitely, you know, like, wow, what have I done? And yeah, Aslan leading again.
So, what do you
keep changing? Hopefully, another two laps to go.
So if you're Fujiwara sitting in the pit box now, oh, Yudhishthira, oh, that was so close. You nearly ran into the back there. Probably just a millimetre between the back wheel and front wheel of those two Kawasaki's. But what's team manager Fujiwara thinking in there at the moment? I mean, is there
if
team
can
orders?
have a radio between the riders and team manager, I think he would definitely say, "Oh, you guys, one of you slow down."
Oh, Yudhishthira's wide. That allows Aslan Shah back up the inside. Nice tight line there from him. Anthony West can see that too. And you are right. Zakwan Zaidi has made his way back onto the back of that group. So good move by him. As they all start to group up again. There is less than 2 seconds covering the top 6 in this race now. That's not a lot of time with a couple of laps to go, especially with seemingly so many overtaking opportunities here.
We'll see more, I think, the next lap. You know, now we have 2 laps to go, so... Wow.
Yeah, I mean, now's the time to wind it up. If you've got anything left, you've got to give it everything you've got. Aslan Shah has to try and make a break if he can, and he's got a couple of bike lengths now on his teammate Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira wouldn't consider helping him in any way.
You can see Aslan Shah body language. You can see now he's like, you know, doing 110%. He just, the way he brakes, you know, you can see he's trying very hard now. He knows that there's another lap to go.
Well, Aslan Shah, he definitely knows how to win. Last year's champion hasn't all gone his way this year, but he is on the pace here at Suzuka with less. Oh, that's a big one.
He went onto the grass just now.
Oh,
he went onto the grass. The rear wheel was on the grass just now. He's coming out from the U-turn there just now.
Andy Farid.
Looks like he's okay.
He's up on his feet, which was good to see. I'm sure that's he's going to be winded after that one, but looks like he's okay. The bike's well out of the way as well with 2 laps to go. Things are ramping up here. Now there is a big gap as we have a look. He's hard on the gas. He heads out. Andy Farid, he's run out of track there on the grass.
Right on the grass.
Oh, and that is a massive high side. He's hit the ground with a big impact there. Luckily, he stayed away from the bike, and everything is out of the way. There's a mud guard in the middle of the track though, so they're going to have to try and clear that by the next time that the crew come through. But look at Fujiwara. He's got everything crossed there on the start line as they go through. Yuki Ito up the inside. No, he can't do it. It's Aslan Shah leading the race at the moment. Yudhishthira sits in 2nd position, and Yuki Ito. But Anthony West won here last year. He's not going to be happy with 4th. Keep an eye out on him. He's going to make his way through if he can. But I'll tell you what, Aslan Shah at the moment has got the bit between the teeth. He's got a couple of bike lengths lead over the rest of those fighting 3. It could be enough. What do you think?
I think if you can see the body language, like I say, you know, his body language have shown that he's trying this lap, you know.
And you know what? Look at his lap time. He's back well into the 13s last time round. So he's a 1.5 seconds quicker than he was about 2 or 3 laps ago.
Anthony West taken Yuki Ito.
Well, good move there by Anthony West. It's pretty hard to overtake there as you head into deck the curve. Up under the underpass they go and into the hairpin for the last time. And Aslan Shah has definitely got the pace of his teammate at the moment, but there's still opportunities to go. Let's hope that the carnage has been cleaned up as they head into the next obstacle, the chicane, the new chicane. Nice and easy through there using all the track. It's pretty easy to lose time here, but Aslan Shah gets it perfect. Anthony West good on the gas out of there too as they head round. The debris cleared from the previous incident, but Anthony West has left himself with too much work to do. Yuki Ito's back there too. Yuki Ito dives up the inside. He can't quite get through. Aslan Shah with a couple of bike lengths now over Yudhishthira on this last lap. It's all going to come down to the last corner. He's got a good drive out of there too. Yudhishthira looks over his shoulder to see the 2, Yuki Ito and Anthony West behind him.
I think they touch Yuki Ito and Anthony West.
Well, there's too much to do now. Aslan Shah, he's got to break as deep as he can. Yudhishthira's not going to try and go up the inside here. He can't do it. Yudhishthira's wide, but he makes it. West is looking good for 3rd. Aslan Shah makes sure of it. Shah gets through. Aslan Shah, what a great result for him. After the lucky out at tail and bend, he gets through, gets over the line, and Aslan Shah wins this one. Yudhishthira, what a result. Second position, and Anthony West takes third. So a really good result for Anthony West.
For Aslan Shah, I think his first win in Japan.
That's brilliant. And after that, look at the man there. He's Fujiwara. He can't be any happier than that, can he? I mean, look at the luck that Aslan Shah had. He broke his leg here a couple of years ago. He broke his fingers here last year. And this year he's healthy and he can hold up the #1 trophy. So Aslan Shah, great result. But not only Aslan Shah, what about Ahmed Yudhishthira too? What a team result for Kawasaki here at Suzuka. They really deserved that one. Anthony West, of course, coming back from that broken wrist. Good result for him too. So Yuki Ito, winner last time out in tail and bend, just misses out on the podium, but it could have gone anyway. But Aslan Shah, what a result, what a ride. He really did control this race.
Because when the last 2 laps, I was looking at the way he riding, the body language. You know, I can see very clearly that he's trying 110%, you know, trying to pull away from the second guy. So
yeah, absolutely.
He did it. So
he made sure of it too.
He nailed it, you know. So it's good. It's good for him and the team. 1 and 2.
Yeah, I know. It's have they had a 1-2 before that you can remember?
No.
I'm not going to hold you to it, but by looking at that guy there, Fujiwara, I would say not, because Fujiwara is just over the moon with that, and that's got to bring back a lot of memories for a guy like him, a guy who's raced Kawasaki 600s in the past. He knows what it's like to ride that bike. Probably still be pretty fast if he got one himself, so it's going to be pretty impressive to see. Let's just run through the results with Aslan Shah taking the win. Ahmed Yudhishthira takes second for a 1-2 in the team there. Anthony West third. Yuki Ito in fourth position. Zakwan Zaidi takes fifth. Kenneth Cuba in sixth. Tomoyoshi Koyama, of course, in seventh. Ratapon Willarot faded away to eighth. Minamoto in ninth, and Kosuke Okuda in 10th position from Japan takes 10th. So Desha Kreisart with that wrist went back to 11th. Tiger Harder in 12th. Hakim in 13th. Kazuma Daniel takes 14th. Pathawit in 15th. Kazuki Kurihara in 16th. Muhammad Ibrahim Noreddin in 17th. Hafik in 18th, and of course rounding out we've got Ramdan Rosley and Joseph Francis, and also Mazaka Mohammed rounding out the race. Of course those last 3 guys failed to finish due to one reason or another, but it was a massive 600 race, and really looking forward to seeing the results and seeing those guys enjoy the podium. Okay, so what we're going to do now, guys, is just watch these guys as we go to a commercial break. We'll come back and we'll have a chat with them. welcome back, and we're just going to head down now to Wheeling. She's with all of the smiling guys down in the paddock there, our winners. Let's head down to Wheeling.
Okay, here with today's third place finisher, and Wes, share with us what were the things going through your head throughout the race?
Actually, I don't know. Every lap was different, so a million things going through the mind. It's good race, crazy. I would have liked to win it, but everyone was too strong. Everyone was fast, and the Kawasaki is really fast and at top speed. I was able to match them through the first section of the track and catch them back, but yeah, just a difference in the bikes. These guys actually rode really well today, and yeah, the last laps I had a lot of pain in my wrist, and I was just happy to come home with third place. So I actually got hit by somebody on the back straight in the last lap. I don't know what happened, but someone hit me pretty hard on a straight, and so it was a crazy race, but it was fun.
All right, thank you, Wes. And coming in second place today, Ahmad Yudhistira. Yudhis, congratulations, your very first podium here at Suzuka Circuit. An impressive comeback from the back to stay with the front group and even take the lead in the race.
Yeah, first I say thanks to Allah and thanks to my family and team, because team good work for this week and give me best setup for race 1. Then I try keep rhythm in the beginning lap, but I doing mistake in the turn 12. But I try come back in the front group. Then I can consistent lap by lap. And the last lap I fight with Aslan, but Aslan more fast than me. I get the second place in the race 1. Thanks, team.
Okay, congratulations, Yudhis. And today's race 1 winner, Aslan Shah Kamaruzaman. So this is the first 1-2 for Medotech KYT Kawasaki Racing. And Aslan, your very first win here at Suzuka Circuit.
Yeah, I'm very happy. I would like to thank to my team for the hard work and for the fast bike. I'm very happy, and congrats to my teammate also. We fight very hard just now. I'm very lucky to finish on the podium, number 1 today, and I hope I keep this rhythm for tomorrow race too.
Thank you so much, Aslan, and stay tuned for the podium ceremony.
Well, Wes seemed pretty happy with third position, although he won last time out. Yudhistira thanks his team and also says he put it down to rhythm. Rhythm was the key for him. And Aslan Shah made it a 1-2 for the Kawasaki team, the Manual Tech KYT Kawasaki team for the first time ever. So that was a fantastic result for him, and it was his first ever
win in Japan.
Yeah, but let's have a look at the highlights of the race. Yuki Ito, of course, there on the grid. Everyone was smiles at this pace, even Anthony West looking for it. That man, he knew he had a chance, but he was looking nervous. All the teams on the side, nothing they could do when the lights went out. And it was a brilliant start by Aslan Shah. He got off to the brilliant start. We didn't even see where it came from. He just took off and he had 2 or 3 bikes lead. Yuki Ito was up there as well. And Zaidi went around the outside too. It was a great start by all. Yudhistira was back in the pack a little bit, and we didn't even mention him too much. There he is, back in 4th, 5th or 6th position. But keep an eye on him because he makes his way forward and becomes a real part of the action ahead. One guy went down, that was Muzakia, of course, ended his race early. Ito won last time out. We thought he was going to win here as he started making his way forward, but he moved himself up to 2nd position. Rathapong Willarot looked like he had it 1-2 at one point. He was so fast all throughout the weekend and so confident. But then this man, Anthony West, reminded us why he won 2 times last year. He made it to the front, the team were happy, and we thought the race was over. But wasn't to be, because once again Aslan Shah woke up and said, hey, I got pole position, I want this, and he made his way to the front. In fact, he and his teammates started to bring the pace back down because they improved the lap times from the midpoint of the race, 2 seconds a lap, back into the 2-minute 13. So the Kawasaki boys had a little bit at hand. But Anthony West, well, He's Mr. Professional. He's been around. He knows how to ride a motorcycle, and he's done a lot of laps around this track. So he gave everything he could. But Yudhishthira had the thing out of control everywhere. The front was sliding, the back was sliding. He wanted to win, but it wasn't to be because his mate Aslan Shah nipped up the inside of him, and at this point, with 2 laps to go, Aslan Shah thought, you know what, if I'm going to win this, I've got to put my hammer down, and that is exactly what he did. And then this happened, bang, that was a big one.
Big one. Andy Farid.
Yeah, and Andy Farid just proved that Dunlop tyres do not grip on the grass, but as this man was holding his fingers crossed as they headed into the last lap, it was Kawasaki 1-2 at this point. Didn't look like it was going to stay that way, but you know what? It did, and history was made here at Suzuka when Aslan Shah went over the line with Yudhishthira taking second position with Anthony West in third, and what a podium it was, and Fujiwara was the happiest man at Suzuka today, apart from his 2 team riders, of course. So what a podium we had, and there was big hugs and high fives in the Kawasaki tent, and the Manual Tech KYT Kawasaki racing team creating history for them with a 1-2. So it was a pretty impressive 600 race. I don't know what you think about that. But,
very interesting race, yeah.
Especially when you look at it in the highlights package. Anthony West, of course, stood on that #1 step this time last year, but it's third position for him. But you know what? He's going to have to accept it because there's some really fantastic riders in this championship. It's not. It's getting harder to win every year, isn't it?
Yeah, I think all the riders have big improvements, not only on themselves but also the machinery that they're using now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, the amount of effort and work that goes into those teams, and even when you walk around the pit box, it's so professional, isn't it? It's just such a professional look. Everywhere that you look there, but we're going to have a very special trophy presentation coming out. The man in charge of the general manager of the Mobility Land will be out from the Suzuka Circuit.
General Manager of Mobility Land Corporation Suzuka Circuit, to present the riders.
That was a great result for those guys, and there he is, Mr. Hiroyuki Shizua, General Manager of Mobility Land. Spends a lot of time here at Suzuka. Of course, we saw a little bit of Mobility Land earlier on today in the show. It was a bit of fun. I might head over there myself. Maybe Anthony West will head over there later on today. I don't know. Maybe go on the Ferris wheel.
Tomorrow after the race, the second race.
Maybe he will. But I'll tell you what, that man there, Ahmed Yudhishthira, what a brilliant result for him. Takes the podium and helped create history here at Suzuka for his team. As Aslan Shah Maruzaman, of course, takes the win and gets rid of the monkey off his back here at Suzuka.
Race,
It's his first ever win here, and the first time that he's come away from the race.
He have a lot of problems in the last few years, broken leg, broken finger.
That's right. So I guess everybody here is really, really happy to see. And there he is, Aslan Shah Kamaruzaman takes first from Ahmed Yudhishthira and Anthony West, standing up there on the podium to get shots, the shots that you want to hang up on your wall when you get home.
Yeah. We're talking about the helmet, Steve. You still want the helmet, the gold one?
I'll have a gold one, and I'll tell you what I like. I like Aslan Shah's as well, but I'll tell you what, I don't want to race for it like those guys to get one. definitely don't want to race like that to get one, because they definitely earned their KYT helmets today. Let's just have a quick run through the championship points after race 1 here at round 3 at Suzuka. It's Aslan Shah who leads on 63 points. Anthony West 61 points. Yuki Ito in 3rd position. Rathapong Willarot in 4th. Kenneth Cuba 5th position. Ahmad Yudhisthira moves up to 6th. Tomoyoshi Koyama is on 29 points. Andy Farid is 8th. Zakwan Zaidi in 9th. Decha Kreisart, of course, in 10th there. Hakim in 11th. Thitapong Warakon in 12th. Ramdan Rosley in 13th. Tiger Hada in 14th. Kurihara in 15th. Kazma Daniel in 16th. Irfan in 17th, Joseph Francis, no points for him in 18th, Minamoto in 19th, and Okuda in 20th position. So the Japanese in 19th and 20th, just scoring a handful of points. Of course, they were the wild cards here. Yeah, and it's a good, great time here at Suzuka. So that's it for today here at Suzuka Circuit, but remember to come back tomorrow where we do it all again. So whatever time you started watching today, make sure you do it again tomorrow when we're going to see these guys all out on track. We're going to have the Underbone 150s, the AP Asia Production 250s, and of course the Super Sport 600s. So remember, wake up tomorrow morning and come back to Suzuka Circuit and have some more fun with us and watch the races. They're going to be great. See you tomorrow.